Right now, traffic is just getting back to normal around Nats Park as members of D.C. senior community wrap up a protest that had them stranding or protesting in the streets.
Yeah, they're calling for action to address poor living conditions. Our Lionel Donovan has been out there all afternoon talking to those seniors and has more. Lionel?
Good afternoon, Lorenzo and Randy. Well, as you can see behind me, traffic has resumed. Things have gotten back to normal, but just a few short hours ago, police had to be on scene to reroute traffic after some of those protesters sat in the middle of the street, demanding D.C. leadership step in and do something about the poor living conditions they've been enduring. The protest started in Freedom Plaza this morning as healthcare workers, D.C. circulator drivers, and labor groups called out D.C. leadership for not upholding the city's housing standards for seniors. Soon after, protesters began walking to Nationals Park. Those who couldn't walk arrived by bus. At the roundabout, some stood in the middle of the street calling for an audit on the city's social services finances and say that it's long overdue.
We are demanding that Mayor Bowser and the head of the Housing Committee come here today to meet with my people.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes.
Lock them up.
Council members,
Yes.
Mayor, we're waiting.
And free my brother.
I'll be here when you get here.
Now, I've reached out to the city for a response and I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But protesters tell me that although they have gone home today, they intend to press the issue until they see results. But for now, we're live at the Navy Yard. Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
On this beautiful holiday, it's a shame this is how some of our neighbors had to spend their day, asking for the very basics. All right, Lionel, we'll know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you.
You said you did not want your mental health to continue to be ignored. Let me hear you out there. What do they say in a city with 81 times the wealth gap? What is going on when the Caucasian household has 81 times the black household wealth? What's going on? You ought to speak up and raise your voices about it. They told me that you were worried about your public safety. Told us the crime was going down. But the cameras are broke. What's going on with the cameras being broke? What's going on with 911 not answering? Somebody ought to speak up out there. Guys, I am Dr. Rhonda Hamilton, president of the Healthy DC and Me Leadership Coalition. And for the Attorney General. Well, he's just gotten in here, but Mr. Ray Steve was in there before he got there. And we told them that our citizens' mental health should matter. They should have listened to us. We told them that when you're left to live with the housing conditions the way you have, that your health would be compromised. We said to them that they ought to have higher standards, and they didn't listen. Well, today they listen, because today we come forward to sign this petition to serve to them your manifesto that says no longer will you not have housing justice. You want economic justice. You want increased public safety. You want improved mental health outcomes. You want better health care justice. And you want to audit this government. Let me hear you out there. What is going on when they take away the jobs from our D.C. circulator workers and snatch the rug out from under our physicians and our workers over at Unity Healthcare? What is going on when they don't step in and raise the standards so that our citizens can have better outcomes? You say, what are we talking about when we talk about civil and human rights violations? We talk about not being treated any different than anyone else. We talk about not being slaves to a system that would have us living the way that we are living. We talk about wanting legal justice for the diminishment of our mental health. Let me hear you out there. Guys, today we have a beautiful lineup for you. We got some wonderful speakers, many that have arrived, and that we're going to keep going. And I hope that you got those walkers ready. I hope that you're ready to board that bus and follow us as we march over to National Stadium, over to the Frederick Douglass Bridge, the historic bridge. We don't have money to take care of you better, but we certainly got money to make sure that the bridge is in the real estate, building up all this development and not building communities. How dare she? Somebody ought to let me hear him out there. So you stay with us today in this historic Labor Day as we prepare to collect your signatures to pass them along with your manifesto that says the government in the nation's capital must raise its standards, and we will not take no for an answer. Let me hear you out there. Guys, I am so honored to be here, and thanks for having us. We're going to keep this moving. I want to invite my dear, I lost the whole speaking around. That's all the paper flying. Thank you so very much. I want you guys to sit back for a treat. We have the D.C. Labor Force, beautiful, beautiful women that are going to come forward, and they're going to bless you with a selection. And then afterwards, we're going to hear from my right-hand overseer, Dr. Ann Cole. Thank you so very much for waking up on this Labor Day. All right, D.C. All right, D.C. No more low standards.
Hey, family, how y'all doing? So tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
We are members of the D.C. Labor Force, and we are proud to be here representing the members of the force. We're getting ready for a DWF Labor Day for Labor Day. So we're going to join you this morning and lead you in song. You are all now official members of the D.C. Labor Force. So feel free to sing along with us. All righty. Ready, Nikki? All right, come on, sing along. Everybody, come on in this house. Everybody, come on in this house. Everybody, come on in this house. Come on in this house. You're welcome here. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Come on in this house. Black Lives Matter. Come on in this house. Black Lives Matter. Come on in this house. Come on in this house. You're welcome here. If you want a living wage, if you want a living wage, Come on in this house. If you want a living wage, come on in this house. If you want a living wage, come on in this house. Come on in this house. You're welcome here. You're seeking sanctuary. If you're seeking sanctuary, come on in this house. If you're seeking sanctuary, come on in this house. If you're seeking sanctuary, come on in this house. Come on in this house. You're welcome here. Everybody. Everybody. Come on in this house. Everybody. Come on in this house. Everybody. Come on in this house. Come on in this house. You're welcome here.
These are all sing-alongs, y'all. All sing-alongs. Please join in. This one is very, very fun.
You might know it. Some of the African American gospel songs. I make you recognize the tune. Soon and very soon, we are going to change the world. Yeah. Soon and very soon, we are going to change the world. Everybody. Soon and very soon, we are going to change the world. It's going to last forever and ever. We're going to change the world.
Peace, jobs, and justice.
Peace, jobs, and justice. We are going to change the world. Peace, jobs, and justice. Peace, jobs, and justice. We are going to change the world. Sing, DC. Peace, jobs, and justice. We are going to change the world. It's going to last forever and ever. We're going to change the world.
No more racism.
No more racism. Hey! We are going to change the world.
Sexism.
No more sexism. Hey! We are going to change the world.
Homophobia.
No homophobia. Oh! We are going to change the world. It's going to last forever and ever. We're going to change the world.
Immigrants are
Welcome here. Yeah. We are going to change the world. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. Sing, y'all. We are going to change the world.
one more time.
Immigrants are welcome here. We are going to change the world. It's going to last forever and ever. We're going to change the world.
In Spanish.
Pronto, muy pronto, cambiaremos este mundo. Pronto, muy pronto, cambiaremos este mundo. Pronto, muy pronto, cambiaremos este mundo. Durará la vida, cambiaremos este mundo.
One more time.
Soon and very soon, we are going to change the world all together. Soon and very soon, we are going to change the world around DC. Soon and very soon, we are going to change the world. It's going to last forever and ever. We're going to change. All together, y'all. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. All right. Put your hands together again for the DC Labor Force. What a fitting way to kick this off. Guys, keep those applause going. Let me see those signs. lunch floor and the news is in the house, and we want to make sure that they didn't waste their time. We want them to know that you demand justice today and the restoral of your civil and human rights. Not on our watch. Come on, Overseer Coles, give them a message, why don't you? It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up, y'all. It's time to wake up. Y'all remember the song, Blow the Whistle? When you hear a whistle, that means 911. First, I am so proud of my residents for showing up and showing out. Because we done got sick and tired of these D.C. government people that have been elected to represent us. But you know what, y'all? It's time that we start representing ourselves and coming together. We got to stop all the murmuring amongst us and start talking and working together. Because when they see you working together, that's how things change. I'm so sick and tired of going over in Ward 8 to the properties, and before I can even get to the door, I got to step over a mouse. Or when I walk into somebody's unit, there's mold in their bathroom, there's mold over the shoulder, there's mold in the kitchen where they can't even use their stove. But yet they want you to pay your rent. Then they want to play it in a court game. You don't know who to go to because 1 week it's this person, the next week it's that person. But y'all, we're going to keep on coming together. We ain't going to keep putting up with the BS. Yeah, I said it. The BS. Now let me get on our residents. Get your butt out there and vote. And I'm sick and tired of hearing those that say, well, I ain't going to vote, it don't count. Stupid, your no vote counts if it's a vote. Let's get out and vote. Mothers, I need you to encourage our young people to get out and vote. OG men, I need you to encourage our boys to get out and vote. And let me throw something else at you. Those locked up in jail that ain't been charged got a right to vote too. So you make your councilman get them ballots over to that D.C. jail. It's time to get out of prison. And let's do something. We are no longer sick and tired. We're fed up. Fed up. You got money for everything else, but you don't have money for your residents that pay your salary. Get off the pot and let somebody else get in. But it was sad the last election. Only 26% of registered voters voted. That's sad, y'all. We have to keep it 100. Stop complaining if you ain't gonna do nothing. And stop wasting my time if you ain't gonna do nothing. Follow-up is so important. That's the key. Follow-up. Yeah, you're gonna get tired. No, it ain't gonna be easy. But if we stick together, we can do something. I'm out of here. All right, let's keep this going. Miss Michelle Clemens, will you come to the mic? Oh my God, when you talk about standing on the shoulders of history, this lady warrior has seen a movement or two. You ought to be excited to put your eyes on her. I tell you, they talk about yesterday's history. You ought to get happy about making history today. All right, Miss Michelle Clemens, welcome. Welcome. Thank you so very much, Queen.
Thank you for having me. Good morning. All right, I don't even have to ask again. You know you're here. I'm a co-convener of Great Families of Metropolitan Washington. Our slogan is Youth and Age in Action. Because ain't nobody too young to be a great panther. and definitely not too old. But for those of us who've been here a while, some of the tactics that they're using seem awfully familiar. It's like you've seen this picture before. You know, we think it's an interesting thing that this country's supposed to be a democracy. But how many of us have ever seen a democracy? Not in the government, not in the government of this country. And the district used to be different, but they were trying to show that government could work. When the man Mary came, he worked hard to make us sure that government could work for us. But some of us got complacent. We thought that that meant that it would continue. But what we forgot is that until we fight for it, it's not ours. No. Because we got an enemy there that's always waiting to confuse us, to divide us, to keep us, as my husband used to say, closed, ignorant, frightened, and alone. All right? That's it. Closed, ignorant, frightened, and alone. But we have way more in common than we have to tear us apart. You know, I find it really pisses me off that those of us who do the work, and when we talk about workers and the working class, we're talking about the people who make and create everything in this country. But some kind of way, when it comes to what's benefiting from it, there's a problem. Our leaders can't find the money. Well, that's because they don't want to find the money, and we aren't making them do what they're supposed to do. They can do everything else. They can always figure out a way to get money to the folks they want to. They can always find ways to try to charge the people who are trying to help us in making mistakes. You know, they want to kick Trayon out because he clearly made a mistake. But he wasn't necessarily doing it because he knew better. He needed some guidance. And we're the ones that have to give it to him. But we also not going to let them determine who our enemy is. We're not going to let them determine what the punishment is, because they're our leaders, not theirs. Our leaders, not theirs. And when we fight, we win. You know that? When we fight, we win. And don't ever think that we can't do anything, because we have done everything. Look around you. All of the things you see around you. We did it. We built these buildings. I don't even see where the Capitol is, but you know that Capitol building with the big dome on it? Right over there. We were the ones that built it. You know, whether we were enslaved or not. And we were enslaved because a bunch of people thought they needed to go thousands of miles across the ocean and find people who knew how to build a civilization. Kidnapped us and brought us here to build a civilization for them. And that's why they're so screwed up, because they still don't know about civilization. And we haven't taught them how to be civilized. Because we have to demand what we want. And as I see it on the line, look, I come through all of those struggles. I remember organizing the tenant association out of George Washington Carver apartment, right? I remember fighting for street lights and fighting for a stop sign. I remember fighting with the ANCs to determine who could come into our neighborhood. You know, I've been fighting for healthcare justice. And when I worked for the government, I had to fight with the people over me to do the right thing. So I know that it's a struggle. I've been a whistleblower. I look at some of those things, I say, oh, I've got some of that too. So what I'm saying to you is that the struggle is protracted. We have lots of work to do. Oh, and one thing I don't want to miss, although I know they're going to speak about it, the issue of Unity Healthcare. Now, we've got folks sitting back there acting like they can't do anything. Why can't they use the authority and power of their office to do what we want them to do? I'm sick and tired of them being able to do something for everybody who wants to make a profit off of us. They can't do anything for us to make sure that we stay here. The conditions I hear about in the housing conditions are unacceptable. We used to work with the National Tenants Organization before they managed to kill Jesse Gray. And all of our leaders have a tendency to be suddenly sick or dead. Well, it's not an accident. We know who our enemy is, and we know what we have to do. We have to fight. We have to fight. It might not be a democracy, but those people we elect to represent them, to represent us. Not the people who are paying their way, but to represent us. And what they want most of all is to be reelected. And we're here to let them know if they want to be reelected, they need to remember who their constituents are. You know, not the pigs that are paying them. But anyway, I don't want to take up so much of your time, but I say that y'all are doing great being down here and being out here and demanding what we need. We need them to be accountable. I remember going to the council years ago and saying, what difference does it make if we have rules if you don't monitor them and enforce them? You know, I'm sick and tired of you acting like you don't know what to do. If you don't know what to do, then get out of that position, because they got plenty of people out here who can tell you and show you what to do. You want to know what to do? And I mean, what you want to do? Why is it that we have more of our seniors are going hungry in the district than in any other place in the country? This is the nation's capital. You know, why is it that this country doesn't have any pride in itself? That it would allow its nation's capital. And it's not going to be like the deputy mayor for health says. It'll be better when they get all the poor people out of the east part of the city. Then we can have decent health care. Well, that's not what we're asking for. We're not asking to be replaced, except maybe you should be replaced. I mean, that's the reality. What we're saying to them is, we're pointing the finger now at who needs to be replaced. It's not us. What we're demanding is what we deserve and what we're entitled to. And we started to call, if we want what, no, I'm sorry. I'm having a single moment here. But the point is that we deserve what we're demanding. And we're not accepting anything less. That's right. Nothing less. Nothing less. The doctors at Unity need to be supported. The private equity firm they're trying to sell it to, if they haven't already, needs to be backed off on. And we, the people, are the ones who are going to say who gets the contract and who gets to stay. All right? So don't let them slide. And if you need help, let us know. We'll be there. Walkers and all.
All right.
Love you all.
All right. Let me hear you out there. In the nation's capital, let them hear you. I need you to know folks from Oregon are signing on to support this initiative today. Folks around the world understand that civil and human rights are precious and should always be protected. Come on up here, Lady Soldier Karen, and let them know what it is. Guys, this day is about you, DC. This day is about you. Want to shout out my youth that came out here to hold a sign up today with our seniors. No more low standards. Muriel Bowser, DC Council, Attorney General. No more low standards.
First of all, I want to say that love wins no matter what anybody says. And I want us all in one collective to know that. And because love wins, I want to tell you about my demand. And that is that I want to announce who public enemy number one is. And that is the war on the poor. Be very clear, not poor in our spirits, but poor in the delivery of the service that we require. I didn't write anything today because the Spirit in me tells me what to say. And I can tell you that this is not just your any other demand. This war will have the big H attached to it. And that is called healing this nation's capital. I'm a native Washingtonian. I speak unapologetically and boldly to say to you that beside me on each side and in front of me are you, and all my ancestors are here to stand the grounds right with me. So I walk with that spirit of what it is. And I tell you, all the things that were previously said amongst us are true and more. But I don't receive them and we don't receive them. And we won't give them back. That's all there's to it. It's just going back to them. Someone talked earlier about democracy. To be true, we will show what democracy is in this historical move that we're making. From all of us gathering together. We all own this position that we're taking. This war is not your run-of-the-mill war. This is a war to win for who we are as human beings, because we are human beings, and we will not accept anything less of treatment than that. Our dogs, and I like dogs, don't get me wrong, get better treatment than human beings. What type of stuff is that? Lawsuits on dogs, lawsuits on people who didn't think they got enough money and their mental health was addressed. Please, I love them, but I want a lawsuit on the mental health that's been imposed on the poor in the District of Columbia, in this nation's capital. We won't be strong enough unless we propose a suit on the petition, because that's when we lose our future. Where the government speaks on what the youth are doing, but we see how they're being robbed. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about how they're being robbed or how they're being hustled. I'm tired of poverty hustlers, and I'm not going to act like it's not this, that, or the other. It's plain cut blank poverty hustlers. No more. No more. The war on the poor will be no more.
That's right, that's right. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? All right, DC. Welcome Queen Jennifer Delancey as she comes forward. This is an advocate, avid advocate for the homeless. Is down there every Saturday at the Mitch Snyder shelter, feeding and caring for our homeless population. Guess what? You ought to tell somebody. You ought to tell this mayor. You ought to tell the D.C. Council. Tell the Office of Attorney General that there is a dignity in suffering that should not be violated. Come on, Queen.
Peace, love, blessing, and healing to you, your families, and healing across this vast planet. I would like to humbly thank the dear Sister Queen, Dr. Rhonda Hamilton, for inviting me to lift my voice on this most pressing issue and for having this gathering of the kings and queens of the planet, the kings and queens of D.C., which means that we have an elevated thinking. And I know if we brought our minds together, that we can solve the conundrum of misused money, misused funds, and a hard awakening that needs to happen within the government of the United States and D.C. But if the hard awakening doesn't happen, then I want to speak to another government. And what government am I talking about? I'm talking about you and I. We, the people, are the real government. See, to have us looking to others to take care of the problems that we can solve ourselves. If you know that if we get a community fund, if we get a community fund under those that we can trust, and we sow in money, we would no longer have to depend on others. See, God wanted us to be independent. But it has to come to a point where they let us go, where we are forced to then lock arms, and not only arms, but your money. See, I'm coming from the scripture that says, love ye one another, even as Christ loved us. So does that mean you can love your neighbor enough to give up some money? Don't keep calling on them how you feel about your next door neighbor. Do you know your next door neighbor? Do we still look out for the children like we did when I was coming up? Everybody quiet now, but I'm telling you, this government done let us go. And so I'm talking to the people in the streets, in the highways, and the byways, and I come humbly before my elders. I'm not going to see my mother out here like that and just spoke. What about you? Do you have some money to give up to put behind the protest? So we have to find people that we can trust, and we can go free over
is going to be on our own backs. I ain't begging no more. We got to come together and trust. And the greatest love of all is the love of self. So we got to love ourselves first and then begin to love the next door neighbor. We can't help but love their children. So we ain't going to sit there no more so we can go knock on the next door like my mother used to have me do and ask her, does she have a cup of sugar? We used to be neighbors like that. What happened? Now we got the upper class, middle class. There's no class under the Father God. We're all the same, including the homeless. So I'm putting it out in the world. Let's begin a community fund. And we got to trust one another to be able to trust money. And don't put money before love. My mother spoke love and conquer it all. And so I leave you in the words of peace, love, blessing, you, your families, and healing across this vast land. All right. Thank you, Jennifer, for that word. Well, they say they don't have enough money to take care of the things that we need taken care of. But sure do understand that houses of hers is being renovated. I'm talking about your mayor. They say we don't have enough money to keep the circulator buses going, but we sure did cut ribbon over for a $40 million bus over in Anacostia. We sure don't have enough money to take care of your housing, D.C., but we sure do have folks selling our services out the back door. Somebody ought to call for oversight of this district government. Let me hear you. Somebody ought to call for an oversight of this district government. I said it. Come on forward, Mr. Chris Williams, a voice for the people over in Southwest. Join the coalition and keeping it going. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for coming today. My name is Dr. Christopher Williams. I'm a researcher, activist, and 12-year resident of Southwest DC. I'm also very glad to have other Southwest DC residents come to today's rally. Mrs. Evans and Mrs. Bishop, thank you very much. Today I've come to join this gathering to bear witness to the needless suffering in our lives and the lives of DC residents. We stand in an unshakable and an abiding faith in justice, truth, and democracy. When Jesus stood before Pontius Pilate, he proclaimed that he had come to the world to bear witness to the truth. And so it must be to join in the suffering for the gospel. We bear witness to the injustices around us here in 2024. Just as Paul and the disciples had done, just as enslaved people had done in 1848, I wear this hat inscribed with 1848 as a reminder to bear witness. In 1848, enslaved people from Washington, D.C. and Alexandria, Virginia, boarded the Pearl schooner in Southwest D.C. Their quest for freedom is our quest today. It was one of the largest escapes of enslaved people in U.S. history. The struggles for justice in 2024 are many, too numerous to count. So we gather here in this public square to lament, to wail, to tell our stories, and to demand change in the whole of district government. Education, environmental regulation, health, housing, economic planning, legislative oversight. We demand that the district itself follow its own laws and the U.S. Constitution and federal laws. We must end the use of public dollars that fight D.C. residents in court when the government violates the law. We must also eliminate programs that are not working. We spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year. We have doled out tens of billions of dollars in contracts for big money for school renovation and construction in the last 20 years. Yet educational disparities are deeply unequal. It has been more than 60 years since Dr. King declared mere blocks from here that we will be free one day. But what is free when more than 75% of our black students cannot pass minimum math and English standards? The district has turned our government over to big money, international and national pools of capital. Money laundering is running rampant in this city. Big money doesn't care about who they are harming. Big money doesn't care about undermining civil rights and human rights that we, our ancestors and allies, sacrificed to secure. Big money has an insatiable appetite for greed, racism, and classism. And the district is embracing this. Whatever big money wants, big money gets. When big money wanted to exclude or eliminate affordable housing in Navy Yard, at the wharf, and downtown, district government said yes, with pleasure. When big money wanted DC's economic policies to focus on attracting high-income and white residents from outside the city, district government said, we will make it happen. When big money wanted government to approve and keep approving pollution permits next to black communities, the government said, yes, we'll ignore environmental laws. When big money wanted displacement of public housing residents and to ghettoize communities to make way for luxury housing with a sprinkling of affordable housing, the district offered a fund and control over the housing authority. When big money says that it's bringing low wage and seasonal jobs that don't need a college education, the district said, good. We don't need to fix our schools or to encourage business ownership. The district and big money have set about to remake Washington, D.C. Their vision is to extend segregation for it never ended, to ensure that wealth making is concentrated to the few and the privileged, to allow big money to build their wealth on the backs of native Washingtonians and low and moderate income residents, especially black residents. This alliance between district government and big money must end. So today, we have come to bear witness that justice, opportunity, and equality must be restored and prevail.
Give them a round of applause. Yes. Yes. We the people. We the people. We the people. We the people. Let's go, let's go. This is another beautiful queen from the community, Miss Barbara Cooper, Ward resident.
Oh my God, I'm angry. I'm mad. I'm tired. We go through the same thing over and over. You know what I'm saying? I get up in the morning, I don't have hot water. I can't wash my baby clothes. If I put a plate on the table, a roach get in before I can get in it. It's a problem with that. Then they want us to pay full rent. I'm not understanding. You got mushrooms growing out of the floors where you live at. You walk through the building, it stinks so bad, you can barely catch your breath. And you tell me that's right? It's not right. I'm so glad and I thank God that I wasn't born back in slavery days, because I would have been dead a long time ago. See, because I believe in and fighting for my rights. And I see my people struggling. This is why I do what I do. And I got the mouth to do it with. The government is wrong. Trayvon White is wrong. Robert White is wrong. Marion Bowser is wrong. Bill Mendelson is wrong. OAG is wrong. B.O.B. is wrong. All of them are wrong, and they need to answer and answer to us, because we are D.C. We are D.C. This is our house. One thing I know, if I don't know nothing else in this world, black people are strong. We're very strong. Why do you think they beat us? Why do you think they hung us? Why do you think they raped our women? You know why? To keep us down. Because they know once we get together, there's no stopping us.
Give it. Go, Barbara, go.
Oh, I still got the mic. I could talk all day long. We done been down here. We done went to every single office there. You know what they did? They turned their back to us. So you know what we gotta do? The same way we vote them in, vote them out. Marion Bowser gotta go. She been needed to go. I know, and I hope and I pray I'm not stepping on nobody's toes. Trayvon, he made a mistake. But if I made that mistake, you know where I will be at? I will be locked up. So the law applies to everybody. We over there, we ain't got no AC. He ain't bring us a fan. So where the money go? Marion Bowser putting up traffic cameras everywhere. Where's the money going? But yeah, she getting her house remodeled right now as we speak. Right now as we speak. Maybe I need to go up there and throw a couple rats up in her house. A couple roaches up in her house. See, I'm talking about what I feel. See, because one thing for certain and two things for sure. I ain't scared of nobody but God. That's the only person that fears me. My son asks me every morning, Mommy, can't we move? That hurts. When you can't afford to move, you gotta stay where you at. But other people from other countries can come over here, get off the bus. They got their places right away. Take care of home first. We don't have a problem with them coming. We don't have, the more the merrier. But once you take care of home first, everything falls into place.
That's right, DC, that's right, DC. No more low standards. Let me hear you say it. No more low standards. Let me hear you say it. No more low standards. What do you want? When do you want it? What do you want? When do you want it? All right. Come on and help me welcome Janice, a senior from our Ward 7 community. She's going to come up and speak to you. All right.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so very much for taking the time. The seniors here at DC District of Columbia. My name is Janice Brooks, and I stay or live and pay my rent every month on time. I am the Tenant Association representative at Capitol Gateway Senior Residence Building, located on 58th Street, Northeast Washington, where there is a food desert, where the seniors have to go about 20 minutes away to get food, to grocery shop. Why? When there is an empty lot that was promised to us years and years ago by the mayor. There was supposed to be a Walmart there. It never happened. There was supposed to be a Giant there recently. It never happened. But yet our mayor, Muriel Bowser, came through there 2 years ago prior to her being re-elected for the third time to promise at a press conference that they would start building a Giant. When did they start? Where are the developers? There is nothing going on around there but growing grass, and they don't even keep that up. We, the seniors, we are tired of being pushed into the margin. We have worked, we have done our due diligence. Why can't we receive first-class service? We stood on the shoulders of our forefathers. This is straight to Mayor Bowser, to Council Member Robert White, to Mr. Middleton, and all the other council members, and those who tried to run for Council Member Vincent Gray's office. Where are you now? All the promises that you made to us. It's time to hold you accountable. Thank God for Dr. Hamilton. Thank God for all of you here today who have labored with the labor of love. And now we're saying no more being pushed to the side. The building that I live in is being managed by E&G Management. They have had a constant turnover of the management. I've been there since 2019, and there have been 4 different property managers. What's the problem? Why do they keep turning over management? The maintenance staff is low. They don't have enough maintenance to service 148 units in our building. And then they also manage some units on 57th Street, 56th Street. 2 maintenance staff cannot do that. We're not asking the mayor. We're demanding. We are demanding that the mayor and Council Member Robert C. White, Mr. Middleton, you want these titles? You got our vote? Then fulfill your promises. But there is only one person that can really fulfill the promises that we all keep looking up to. And his name is Jesus. He is the only one that can make them do what they need to do. But you and I are the ones that he speaks through. And we've got to keep standing for justice. We thank God for Dr. Rhonda Hamilton and all of us who stand with her. We cannot let these people keep promising us this, that, and the other, and we do not hold them accountable. Thank you for everybody who came before me. Thank you for all of those who come behind me. I have a great-grandson who's 5 years old, and we want to leave him a wonderful future. But we've got to pay forward by continuing to do what we do today. God bless you. Keep fighting, because God hears our cry, and when we cry out to God, He will fulfill His promises. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, all right. All right, DC, let me hear you, let me hear you. No more low standards.
No more low standards.
No more low standards.
No more low standards.
That's right, let them know, let them hear you. It's time for them to understand that your civil rights matter. You have no business living in filthy, uninhabitable housing. Not with a city as rich as this, not with all the federal dollars flowing through this town. Cut it out. No more low standards.
No more low standards.
Coming before you is another citizen of the district who's organized her community over in Ward 7. They're not having it anymore. They're here to serve notice. Hear her out.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. My name is Yvonne Trent Hunter, and I have one thing to say. Let's look at you all's mayor, Muriel Bowser. Y'all don't understand her. I want to give you the understanding and the history of her.
All right.
Thank you for joining me. My name is Yvonne Trent Hunter. I'm the president of the Nash Place Tenant Association. If you have no knowledge, like Bill Minton didn't, of where Nash Place is located, we are in east of the river, off of Minnesota Avenue in Southeast Washington in Ward 7. One of the poorest wards in the district. It is my honor and responsibility to speak on behalf of our community, and do not take this lightly, and neither should any of us. We are gathered here not to celebrate our community, but also to reflect on the challenges we face and how we can work together to address and solve them. I'd like to start by sharing a bit about your elected mayor, who holds a bachelor's degree in history. Now, while this academic background is commendable for a historian, but what does it have to do about being the chief in charge of conducting a productive and prosperous city? It might explain why there seems to be a disconnect between understanding the day-to-day struggles of hard-working citizens and the policies being enacted. Muriel Bowser is following Economic Times of 1924. And we are now living in 2024. So how can you earn $17 an hour, possibly afford a $15,000 a month apartment? Let's do some math here. $17 an hour for 1 month before taxes is $2,800. And then you have city taxes, federal taxes, Social Security, insurance, and maybe other deductibles. After that is taken out, maybe you bring home $2,000. Now let's deduct the rent from it. The $1,500 from the $2,000 leaves us what? Now we have to pay utilities, food, clothing, transportation, and other expenses. And what does that leave you to live on? I tell you what it leaves you: poverty. And God forbids if we have children or a child. The math doesn't add up. Yet this is the reality that many of us are facing now. What's more troubling is that while our community grapples with these harsh realities, we learned that $355,000 of our taxpayer money was being used to renovate Muriel Bowser's $1.2 million mansion. This is happening while many of us are living in deplorable conditions, struggling to make ends meet. Where is the fairness in this? Where is the accountability to the people who put their trust in our elected officials? Furthermore, it's not just the elected officials benefiting. The big developers are cleaning up in the new gold mine, D.C. This is where Muriel Bowser's education comes into play. Remember, she's a historian. 1800 gold mine rush is now in D.C. instead of the West. The big developers are making big progress, profiting on construction on every parcel of land in D.C. And Miss Muriel Bowser hit a gold mine by greasing her palms instead of doing what she was elected for the citizens of the District of Columbia. Lastly, we continue to vote these individuals into office, people. We vote them into office, then we turn around and complain about the outcome. It's time for us to wake up and realize that change begins with who? Us. We need to hold our leaders accountable, but we also need to hold ourselves accountable for the choices that we make. We have used the same standards of voting for over 100 years. What progress have we made?
And as we walked up today, a song was being played by Sam Cooke. And I want to say a change needs to come now.
Hey, get excited, get excited. I am so glad to be with you all today. But listen, it ain't about me. I am the Bishop Albie Josh Tavari Mosquera right here in Washington, D.C. And I'm excited about you, and you, because you're here to make a change, make a statement. And you know what? You are the heart of Washington, D.C., sitting out here right now. You know, when I was growing up many years ago, it was a saying that was said to me that it takes a village in order to build up our city, right? And so I was so appreciative of that. But when I was younger, I had this left out mind that they was leaving me out because I was younger. I am so glad to see those young people that's here with us today. They are so much a part of what we are doing and who we are. Though it takes a village to raise up each other, it takes those young people to build the village. And so we're so glad that the young people are out here. We're so glad. I'm from right here in Washington, D.C., Ward 6, Southwest. I love it to death. I want to stay there forever, but they keep trying to push me out. You know, they keep trying to send me over to PG County. If PG County don't want me, they want to send me back. You know what I'm saying? So here's what's happening in D.C. There was a mistake I made many years ago, right? My mom decided that she chose relationship over family. And so I walked out of my door when my mom said, "Get out." She said, "Get out." I didn't know that she was saving my life because what I was facing was a criminal that was in my house. Her husband, her man, was very violent, right? So she put me out, and I walked out the door, and I stayed angry with my own mother for 20 years because she put me out. That day I walked out, I stole a car, and I drove that car to Capitol Heights, and I lived in that car for 3 years, 7 months, 16 days, and 4 hours. I didn't steal the car because I was a criminal. I stole the car because I was trying to survive a life that these streets created around me. And so what's happening today, so many of our citizens, returning citizens, are being shut down, shut out, and looked at badly because of what they've been through. We need to welcome them back. We need to receive them back. We need to wrap around the services around them and help them in order to get to the next level. Let me tell you something that I know for a secret, and you may know it too. A lot of us are returning citizens. A lot of us have been through the dark places of life, and we need to fix it. And the only way we're going to fix it is that we build a trusting relationship that we're not getting from the Wilson Building. We're not getting that love, that respect, that agape that we should be receiving. And so we're in a dark place. So we're so glad to have our young people out here today. We're so glad to have them a part of our build and our growth. And again, I want to thank everybody for pushing me out here today. I actually cover a lot of different hats, and so one of my programs that I'm over right now is housing here in D.C. when it comes down to shelter lives and helping other individuals get a place to stay for short periods of time. But there's no funding in it because our city government needs to be audited in order for us to have funding for good causes, for relationships. I'm not worrying about how much money coming to my place because God called me to do what I'm doing, and so we're going to raise it up. But we need the funding in this city to come forth the right way and not being misappropriated in all the wrong ways. Barbara talked about the housing situation and how she shouldn't have to live in roaches and rats, and maybe you should take a rat and a roach up to the mayor's mansion. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that we need more. We need better, and that's where we are. Listen, I only stopped by for a second to say hello and to support right here where the heart of the city is making a change on these grounds today. I'm going to call our next speaker. He's coming up, and here come our youth.
All right, all right, all right. Everyone is looking beautiful today. Where's my youth? Come on up here, y'all.
I called the youth to come down because this is for them. This is their city. This is their city. A city right now where a black woman is dangerous to have a baby in the city of Washington, D.C. It's a crime shame to live in the conditions that we are living in. I live in Ward 6 right now, but I lived in Ward 8. I live in Ward 7 right now, but I lived in Ward 6 and Ward 8. There's my uncle here, my mom here. All of the family members are here to support this cause because they all live in Washington, D.C. My uncle here lives in Capitol Gateway, so he knows the conditions that you all are living in. And let me just say this. I'm speaking for the individuals who stay silent. The people right now at Greenway apartment complex that have rats running rampant in their apartment and they're afraid to speak up because they think they are going to be retaliated against. But guess what? No more. No more. And let's let these people know that our youth right here, they are the ones that need to hear this information, to be here so that they can walk the walk that our ancestors walked, that we are walking. This, what I have on right now, is a representation of what I see on my wall during the freedom riding and walking of the 1966 and on. And the young ladies in there had on a dress like this. They had their glasses on, they had their signs, and they walked for freedom. You know, we must continue to support each other because we are dying. We are quiet and we are slowly dying. The other day, a young lady mentioned that if we're not careful, we're going to go right back to where we came from. If you don't speak up, and this is for all my peers that's not here. If you live in Washington, D.C., you used to live in Washington, D.C., but you was forced out because you couldn't pay the rent in Washington, D.C. This is for you, too. This is your fight because you still have family members here. You still have people here that need your support. We need your support. If we keep depending on the mayor, if we keep depending on individuals who are sucking the resources out of the most vulnerable people in the city, Ward 7 and Ward 8, then what do we have? What do we have, people? We have to wake up. It's time to take those scales off our eyes, and it's time to wake up. I have my sister-in-law back there who had to move in Maryland because she was rampant with roaches. Destruction, criminal behavior, criminal activity. If you walk down right now, some of these people that's walking around here nice and free, if you walk down Bennett Road and Minnesota Avenue, all you see is destruction. All you see is our people dying that need services. If you go up Alabama Avenue and straight up those areas, all you see is destruction. Why? Why in our communities do we have to continue to suffer? Why? We fought for this. It was pointed out. We build these buildings. Our ancestors, we fought the fight for freedom. And guess what? It seemed like everybody else had the freedom but us. Everybody is getting the resources but us. It's time to stand up, people. It's time to stand up.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Family, I'm going to do in the tradition of our ancestors and ancestresses and ask my elders permission to speak. Do I have your permission to speak? Thank you. Thank you, Queen Mother. We have to get back to who we are. We are the kings and queens. And as she said, we built this place. We didn't just build this place. We built this entire planet. Wherever we go on this planet, we belong. I'm here to remind you of who you are. As kings and queens on a mission, streaming from afar. Wake up, dear God. Fell asleep to
into the arms of despair, distrust, and grief. Turn within, look deep and clear into the jewel of light that was always there. Call forth your wisdom, your power, and dominion. It is time to take back your kingdoms, kings and queens. It's time to rise. Wake up, royalty. Open up your eyes. That is the ancestors and ancestresses speaking. That's not me. I have come to speak the truth and to set the scales of justice in their proper place among those who have no voice. That is over 40,000 years old, inscribed on the walls of the temples in ancient Kemet. We belong to this world. We're indigenous to this world. They stole this place. That's why they have to lie. They are not looking at you like you're looking at them. You have to see you for who you are. They spend 24/7 working to keep their feet on our backs. 24/7, trillions of dollars. And they have deceived us and made us feel that we're welfare recipients. This entire world, the governments, because the governments come and go, the people come and go, but their system of white supremacy, racism. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, our elder from right here, went to Howard and spent her entire life teaching us who is the white man. Who is he? You can't keep looking at your enemy as if he is your friend and begging and pleading with him to do something different. You all have been in relationships that were toxic, where you were isolated from your family and your support system. This is what they have done. They want to demoralize you. They want to kill your spirit, but you are the mothers and fathers of humanity. And the ancestors and ancestresses have brought you back here and have brought the children here to bear witness to our freedom. It is not up to them. It is already done. They would like us to believe that we are divided. We're family. We have disagreements. There were lies told to us that we believe. They have us worrying about Jesus coming back. They're not worried about Jesus coming back.
That's right.
They're dealing with reality. They're not worried about the blood that Jesus spilled. Our baby's blood is being spilled every day in these streets. And if we don't stop it, they'll never be able to wipe us off this planet. Hear that. Hear that. And I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what they try to inject you with. I don't care the lies that they have infected your mind with. I don't care about their AI technology. You walk with an ancestral intelligence. You better reconnect to your ancestors and ancestresses, because they tell you in the moment, go here, do this, do that. You don't need to plan for weeks and years how to suppress the people. God is not going to come back to take care of them. It is up to you and I. I listened to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King last night. They came up on my phone and they were talking about these exact same issues. They colonize our mind about God. They colonize our mind about Jesus. They colonize our mind about the spirit forces in creation that operate only in alignment with Mother, Father, God, and speak only to you and I. Don't believe the lies. We are only suppressed because we haven't yet known who we are. They've taken the knowledge. What they've stolen will free us. And so if you don't like what they're doing, you don't have to wait to vote them out. Recall them. Recall them. We have people who can clean places. If you living with rats and roaches, that is intolerable. I lived on Capitol Hill for 20 years. My street was all black. It was elders.
They began to die and their children began to move to Maryland. And then the young white couples began to move in. But before they moved in, I realized these people have standards. They're not just moving into any place. I said, wow, not just standards for the house, but for the roads, the little stores that they didn't like. No, we need to remove these things so when we come here, we can live the way we want to. You, as kings and queens, deserve the very best. Thank you.
No more low standards. No more low standards. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We got a march to get to. Welcome, B. Evans. B.
Well, thank you, thank you. Oh, happy day. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's a happy day for me because I get to let our voices be heard about our human and civil rights that are being violated. And for the officials to hear our demands and know that we want some legislative action. My name is Beatrice Evans. My name is Beatrice Evans. Everyone calls me Miss B, and that stands for Bright Energetic Advocate. I'm a 70-year young Washingtonian who grew up in public housing and have come full circle by God's grace. This is my first time ever participating in a rally, and I'm honored to be here. It's never too late. It's not over. The fight is just beginning. Today I'm advocating because seniors and renters' rights are being violated. We pay our rent on time, we want our services on time, and completed on time. When we pay the rent late, we get penalized and action is taken immediately. Every day, I watch my neighbors unnecessarily deal with roaches, mice, and mold infestation. The trash just don't get empty in a timely manner because management didn't bother one way or the other. By management, I mean the developers like E and G who own just about everything. By management, I mean that they use the cheapest material, and then they claim that there's no money in the budget for upkeep or upgrading our buildings. The main entrance doors stay broken on a regular basis. And sometimes the visually impaired get trapped. And not only that, okay, where am I? Now that E&G is charging us for things like ignition to fine and light bulbs, charging us for the installation of them, our air conditioner wrap, they don't even have the decency to give us a simple price list that we've been asking for over a year. They hire people that are unprofessional, unqualified, and just totally rude and underpaid. We had 5 different managers in 6 years. Turnover is ridiculous. Oh wow. I do better this year in y'all. Because the developers and the slumlords are not penalized immediately. DC government workers who are supposed to be doing their jobs are not doing them very well. And you want us to give them a bonus for people to come to work. How can you allow someone to give themselves a $40,000 bonus and they resign after doing a very lousy job without public housing? How do you pay someone $210 grand a year who let babies die? 911? How do you overpay $50 million to slumlords and developers, especially after you've given them every incentive and break? We have too many broken promises. Enough is enough. No more low standards. I've earned and I'm entitled as a human being and a native Washingtonian the same respect and services as the other side of D.C. This is my home and I ain't going nowhere. Thank you.
That's right. Keep those applause going. Did anyone lose their keys? We're out here. We're so excited, and we are
all over the place. Check your pockets and see if you are missing your keys. If so, you can come over to our front table. Oh, we found you. No problem, no problem. Hey guys, I want you to understand something, that not only is the housing standards in the district too low and uninhabitable, we've got workers that are under siege in the district. We've got workers who care for our marginalized populations, our homeless, our incarcerated folks, our low-income folks. Many folks tell a story of arriving here without the resources that they need, and they depended on Unity Healthcare to get those services. Well, I want you to know, not just housing standards are low, so are the healthcare for so many of our citizens in this city too low. So I want you to welcome Mr. Jimmy Tracy, who is not only a Unity Healthcare physician, but also they've unionized under the Union for American Physicians and Dentists, and they stand here today to tell you that something is sour in the milk in this town.
Hello everyone, happy Labor Day. Thank you so much, Dr. Hamilton. I'm a family nurse practitioner at Unity Healthcare, and it's been my honor to care for patients at Upper Cardozo Clinic in Columbia Heights for over 11 years. The best part of my job, hands down, are the patients. Our patients, people at DC, are wonderful, resilient, and because of those patients, I don't ever want to work anywhere else. Today I'm here to support Healthy DC and me. I'm also here to talk about how providers at Unity have recently unionized. We're fighting to improve conditions for workers and for patients here in the district. Healthy DC and me is advocating for the same people we serve in our clinic. You all know that good health outcomes depend on housing, access to healthy food, transportation, insurance. In my job, I see what happens when patients lose these essential elements of life. Unfortunately, the result is often silence. Silence because the patients stop making appointments with their primary care doctors. Silence because they end up in the emergency room instead of with the clinic. Silence because they're lost to despair and disease. You all are working to make sure that there's noise and not silence when these injustices happen. In my clinic, I will often see a patient that for the first time in months or years, and I'll tell them, I missed you. I know it's tough out there, but you need to take care of your health. You need to keep your insurance, make appointments with me, take your medications. But deep down, I know it's not that easy. So many people are alone. So many people are stressed and depressed. So many people need support. You all are helping to provide and advocate for these essential services. And on behalf of all of medical providers in DC, thank you so much for everything you do for our patients. Now, I have a pin here that says, healthy providers, healthy patients. Late last year, providers at Unity, physicians, nurse practitioners, dentists, PAs, we voted to unionize. More than 110 Unity providers across community clinics and the jail are now currently fighting to secure our first contract. We did not unionize to increase our salaries. We unionized to improve working conditions so that we can take better care of our wonderful patients. A clinic like Unity should not simply exist to see as many patients as possible. We are not a minute clinic. Unity should be committed to providing high-quality primary care, especially for our most vulnerable patients. High-quality care takes time. As Dr. Hamilton would say, no more low standards. No more low standards. In order to take care of our most vulnerable patients, doctors need more time with our patients. We need time to build trust with patients, time to connect patients to social services, time to reach out with a phone call when they don't show up to their appointments, time to advocate for our patients. Now, Unity Healthcare is an incredibly important cornerstone of healthcare in DC. Minnesota Avenue, Southwest, Anacostia, east of the river, Upper Cardozo, Parkside, over 85, not to mention the jail, Department of Corrections, over 85,000 people go to Unity for their medical care. In particular, we're vital to the care of the unhoused, the incarcerated, the uninsured, and new immigrants. Unity is far too important to fail, and yet it has been badly mismanaged over the last few years. Because of unreasonable working conditions, doctors and nurse practitioners are burning out, and we're leaving for other clinics. Unity is unable to keep its clinics staffed with providers. The best way to save Unity is for management to listen to its patients, listen to its providers. Unfortunately, management has chosen to hire an extremely anti-union law firm. Unity, which used to be called Healthcare for the Homeless, is paying to be represented by a former appointee of Donald Trump. On this Labor Day, we are asking for the community to help Unity to come to their senses. If you or your family are patients at any Unity clinic, please write to Unity leadership to demand that they listen to their workers. If you are a patient advocate and you cannot get an appointment for one of your patients, please complain to Unity management. Let them know that our people will not accept low standards. The only way forward is to negotiate a fair contract with their workers, period. Please write to your elected officials and to Unity leadership. Tell them that it's time to stop listening to their Trump lawyers and listen to their workers. We are handing out a petition now. Please use the link to support our union. The link will be active tomorrow morning, so please use the link and sign the petition first thing in the morning. Kate Sugarman and our assistant are handing out a petition with the link. Please sign it for us to support us. Unions like ours correct injustices in many ways. By demanding better working conditions, we are demanding better health care for all of us. Thank you so much, and happy Labor Day.
All right, let's support Unity as we pick up the ball and carry it across the line over this housing. Let's drag our Unity physicians and workers with us, guys. It is important that we have standards, because when we don't have standards, they set the standards, and their standards are too low. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? And if you thought it wasn't enough for you to be going through this, I want you to meet my brave workers of the DC Circulator, who were given a contract in October from this mayor and Department of Transportation that says they had 5 more years of job stability. 8 months later, they're out of a job as of December 31st. What's going on in this government? It's not okay. We're calling it out. No more low standards. No more low standards. We want accountable government. That's right. Let's introduce you to our DC Circulator workers who come forward to represent a message to you all, and hope that they will continue to have your support as they fight for their jobs with a mayor and a DC council that should be gone. Good afternoon. My name is Natasha, and I'm out here because not only have my job been affected, but my co-workers have homes that they may lose if we are out of a job. We don't have an explanation that makes sense. The mayor has decided that she's going to eliminate circulators altogether. Now, my question is, we serve the public and we're public servants. Why are we not important? Why are our jobs and our lives not important? Most of you may even ride the circulator. I transport seniors on a daily basis to the grocery stores. I have ADA passengers in wheelchairs and walkers that can't walk a long distance that ride that bus at a very low price. Because this bus is going through communities where there are poverty-stricken residents, the mayor decides she's going to remove the service and eliminate it altogether. Now, they say that the ridership is down, they're not making the fares, and the city is losing millions of dollars in their budget. That information is incorrect. It's untrue. The fare boxes aren't working. How do you pay a fare if you don't have a working fare box? How do you count your passengers if you don't have the proper working equipment? She's used this money to renovate her home. She's used our taxpaying money to determine a budget and eliminate us from the budget, but our taxpaying dollars have been included in the budget that she's using. We also were told that we were going to become one transit system. This is what the mayor said, that we will be incorporated with WMATA. That was also a lie. I have drivers. Yesterday morning, one of my co-workers, she's 67 years old, she's on her bus crying. I walked up and said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I can't leave here.
I said, why not? She's been here 15 years. She said, my husband had a stroke and I have to care for him. My income is not enough. I need this job. But as of September 30th, we're being told we're being laid off. We got a 60-day notice to be laid off. We got the notice July 29th that September 30th we'll be laid off. How is it that you get 6 months of unemployment to find a job? We get 60 days to rearrange our lives, to find another job, to figure out how we're going to keep our homes, how we're going to eat or feed our families. Our mayor, her lives are ruining the city, the people of this city. She has erased the culture of D.C. This city was built on family, love, and relationships. When I was growing up, we pulled each other up. We never had someone to take from us. Marion Barry earned the name Mayor for Life because he gave us the tools that we needed to come up. He walked out into the community. He encouraged us to do better. He walked with us when we needed him to walk. This mayor has showed up and taken our money. She destroyed families. She's ruined our home. She's torn down the community. The projects are all gone. We don't have affordable housing. And what we do have is rat infested. It's roach infested. It's poverty stricken and it's crime. The crime is not because of the color of our skin. It's because we lack the resources that we need. We lack the financial gain that we deserve. We've been stripped of so much. How is it that we're supposed to function and be productive citizens in life when you remove everything, every tool that we need to function in life? Every one of you have a family. But not only has my coworker been crying in her seat, I had another coworker say, I just bought my house 2 years ago. She's another senior. I've been here 18 years. Well, guess what they tell her? Apply for a job with Metro. Metro insults us by saying, you can apply as a new employee, but her pay will reduce by $12. She does not get her years of service. And to add insult to injury, if you work 20 years and you're at least 60 years old in D.C., you can retire with early retirement. But they ended our services right before the 20th year. We got 18 plus years that circulated. So now there is no early retirement. That is the job telling us that when they lay us off, we have to wait until December to collect unemployment. So what do we do from September to December with no income? The things that we have been promised by the mayor, she lied to the city council. She told them that she was incorporating the DC circulated employees and that we would merge and become under one umbrella. There was no merge. There was not even a contract between the mayor and WMATA saying that they had to incorporate us in their pay scale. So they told us, we'll accept you, but you have to apply. He died. They also were in bed with the mayor about this idea. And again, they report to her. Their numbers is how she based her decision. Where their numbers were a lie. They told, and everybody that has told a lie has caused some pain and ruined or destroyed some homes, some families. They've taken too much from this city. And I'm not here just because of my job. I'm thinking about the seniors out here. A lot of you cannot go and start over, right? Well, think about it. You gave somebody 18 years of your life and they took everything from you and told you to go somewhere else and start over. What would you do? How would you feel? Why are our seniors being left behind? Why is it that they didn't even have the decency to give us 6 months at least to find another job? Do you know it's over 200 employees still at DC Circulated that don't have a job, that's on a waiting list to get into a training class at WMATA? We've had several job fairs. We've applied for jobs at multiple different places. But just like some of you, we haven't gotten a response yet. We haven't had an interview yet. And most of us haven't found another job yet. We're going to be jobless and incomeless. We're going to be homeless, some of us. Some of us will be returning to public assistance. Some of us will be returning to food stamps, unemployment. And we come
employees that don't want to come to work, that don't show up. But we show up. We serve the public in record numbers. You guys aren't the only ones riding bus. We have tourists coming from all over the world. They ride DC Circulator. They're bringing in more revenue than what we're making in this city alone. But the mayor says there's no more money in the budget. She's also saying that the city has a $700 million, and DC Circulator has lost $32 million. How does that help the budget? Can you all do the math? That's all I want to say. Thank you, and you all have a good day.
Give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. No, we're not going to accept it any longer. No more low standards. We're showing up at these hearings. We're demanding roundtables with these council members. We will not see our citizens in the street. We don't have any room in the street. We already are doing such a poor job with the homeless in our town. We want answers. We want an audit. We want them gone. That's what we want. And I've heard quite a few of you say it today. You have to be responsible in your voting. They must understand that public government is and always will be about the people. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want it? When do we want it? That's right, that's right. I want you guys to join me in welcoming a Healthy DC Leader representative to the platform representative of our HBCU, Bowie State University, here to share in the messaging to this mayor and this council. No longer will we accept low standards in our living, working, health care, and in our mental health understanding.
How's everybody doing out there? All right. Hey, listen. I want you to repeat after me, okay? If you don't stand for something, for anything. Come on, one more time. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Yes. Hey, listen, we have not forgotten. We have not forgotten that in 1619, 22 slaves came over the ship, and that started out marginalization of community. We have not forgotten that education was not lended to African Americans in the 1700s. We have not forgotten that redlining during the Jim Crow era, the 1930s, the 1940s, the 1950s. We have not forgotten our history. That's why we're standing here right now. We need to speak up and speak out. Now, I brought a little something to talk to you guys about. Can I teach a little bit? Is it okay for me to teach just a little bit? All right. So, today I want to look at facts, the causes, and I also want to look at solutions, okay? Because we can't talk about the problem unless we have a solution also ready to aim at the problem, okay? Now, my name is Michael McGee. I am a professor at Bowie State University. I am also in the educational program for Ed Leadership. So I look at this from a lot of different ends. But my focus is on the generational trauma that has affected our community. Okay? Now, let's look at redlining, for example. The green neighborhoods. Those are considered the best neighborhoods to live in. Right? I don't think none of us was in those green neighborhoods. The blue neighborhoods were still desirable, but it was close to the green neighborhood. Okay? Once again, good neighborhoods to live in, right? Then we come to the yellow and the red. The yellow neighborhoods was only there because they were close to the black community and nobody really wanted to move into those communities. So it was there for the lower income and some immigrants. Okay? But then that red neighborhood, they call it the hazardous neighborhood. These are some of the neighborhoods that we are still living in today. Hazardous neighborhoods. They say that redlining was taken out. It was illegal. But these discriminative practices are still happening today. And they are described as redistricting or mapping segregation. That's what's happening, right? The things that happen in Upper Northwest and all the amenities and all the love that they're getting up in here in Northwest, we don't get that down in Southeast and Anacostia or the areas that we live in or that we grew up in. We don't get that over there where they tore down Berry Farm, the first black community in Washington, D.C., and they don't turn it over to someone else of a different race. All of these things has a health property to them, psychologically and biologically. When we look at our social determinants of health, according to the Department of Health, we know in order to have a stable community, a community that's structured, a community that's there for the people, that community needs to have economic stability. That community needs to have education access. That community needs to have health care access. That community needs to have neighborhoods and the built environment that can support a community. That community needs to have a social and cultural context. However, we don't. We're still struggling as if we was back in the Jim Crow era. Over 3/4, 77% of American households cannot afford a median home in America. The median home value in America. That median home value is $495,750. Now that's the median value of a home. Okay? In Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, which was used to be 99.9% black when I was growing up, right? The housing cost in D.C. median home price is $656,499. To rent the median for one bedroom is $2,281. The median sales price of a home, and I know they're not giving it to the people, is $625,000. But these developers are buying these homes from our people for under $300,000, where they're making more money on top of the money that they paid for the home. If our home values are supposed to be at $625,000, why are you only paying the people $250,000? As of July the 1st, 2024, the living wage in Washington, D.C., as someone stated earlier, was $17.50 per hour. Now, this was to ensure, and listen to the word that I'm saying, this was to ensure that the workers can meet their basic needs. Now, I am a pre-licensed counselor.
I'm going to sit down for my bachelor.
I teach psychology to my kids.
I'm going to come back.
And in psychology, there is a theorist called Abraham Maslow. Okay? Now, what he believes is that basic needs are clean air and water. He believes that the fresh, edible food is part of your basic needs. He believes that affordable housing is a part of your basic needs. He believes that having clean clothes and a place to lay your head is a part of your basic needs. He also believes that the autonomy to have reproduction, children, to live in a safe area is a part of your basic needs. So here's the question. At $17.50 per hour, does it sustain your basic needs? $700 a week, and this is what $17.50 gets you. $700 a week, $1,400 every 2 weeks before taxes, and like the lady said earlier, $2,800 a month. Now, if it costs you $100 to live just for a one-bedroom apartment, and the average cost in D.C. is 51.9% higher than the nation average, does this take care of your basic needs? No, it doesn't. I'm almost finished. I'm about to bring it home. Okay, I'm about to bring it home. All right. The Joint Center for Housing Studies of Howard University. Households are cost burdened if they spend more than 30% of their income on housing, and severely cost burdened if they spend more than 50% of their income on housing. This affects Black and Hispanic households are almost 2 times likely than our wealthier white households when it comes to cost burden. So, here's the case. There's a solution. And I want to tell you what the solution is. We must address these issues. Expanding rental assistance and increasing the availability of rental assistance programs. Number 1. Number 2, increase affordable housing supplies. Building more affordable housing units and preserving the others.
That's right.
Number 3,
that's right.
Reinforcing zoning laws. Changing restrictive zoning laws can allow for more diverse type of housing. Financial assistance and solutions. Providing direct financial assistance to low-income housing, renters and homeowners. And lastly, improving housing programs.
Yes.
Enhancing programs like the low-income housing tax credit can encourage the development of affordable housing.
That's right.
So the 3 action steps that I want you to take today is, don't be afraid to speak up. Educate yourself. Number 2, educate yourself on the community issue. And then I want you to revert back to 1. Don't be afraid to speak up.
That's it.
And lastly, we need to vote. We need to vote for someone who cares. We need to vote for someone who walks the walk, not just talk the talk. All right? We need someone who has embedded herself in the community and is a voice for everyone. We need to vote in the local, in the state, in the national elections. We need to make sure that we put the people in that care.
That's right.
Dr. Rhonda Hamilton cares. She cares for the people.
We're gonna put her in.
She walks with the people.
That's right.
She talks to the people. And she knows the issue. Don't be afraid to stand up and speak up.
That's right.
All right.
All right, you guys. What do we want? When do we want it? We get rid of these low standards. We get rid of these pay-for-play systems in our government. We get rid of these folks that will put the developers' need and greed above your own. We get rid of the folks that ignore you. No more. No more will you beg them to hear you. Today you deliver them your Citizens Manifesto by way of the Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition. Today you let them know that your mental health matters, and no longer will you accept low standards in your governing. Are you with me, DC?
Yes.
All right. Come on, you want to hear from Mr. Two Rock. We got citizens all over this city who have testimonies. When we finish hearing from Mr. Two Rock, we're going to hear from Ms. Janika McLeod. I want you to understand, you're not by yourself. We're in the nation's capital, and what we do here impacts the world.
Yes.
How dare they act like government isn't about you? We the people. Let me hear you say it. We the people. That's right.
Power.
We the people.
Power.
We the people.
Power.
Will no longer be silent while you rob us.
Thank you, Dr. Hamilton. Oh, I gotta speak up. Kinda waited a long time for this. So, I am publicly known as Turok Mando X. My name is Raphael J. Barkley Turok, formerly known as Raphael J. Edwards. I am born and raised in the city, and I am American Indian. I am the leader and founder of Tekiden X, the American Party of X, the Mandalorian X Culture, and the Rebellion of the X of Anti-Corruption, which is mostly just a social movement within the government to mostly clean up a lot of things, which is very real, and various government agencies are monitoring the situation. Secret Service is already involved and made their moves. So, a lot of you want change, but yet the change starts within yourself. I am a street corner preacher that got hated for saying the truth about many things that have long affected our society. A lot of you, quite frankly, chose to be evil. Many of the things that you choose, such as feminism or meninism, which is hate against the other gender, or polarization based on being a Republican or Democrat. I am neither. This is an issue that a lot of you simply just wrap yourselves in your emotions without thinking of any objectivity or rationality. You have to sit across the table from your opponent and be civil. The level of incivility that is going on is childish. The fact of the matter is that a lot of you want change, but you are unwilling to make it in yourselves. It is widely known that in this species, most people kill the genius or the highest potential of other individuals due to their own inability and willingness to pursue it themselves. You want change, you have to self-reflect. Do not wait until you are of elder age to do so. And for the ones who are of that age can tell you, you don't get tomorrow if you pretty much squander it today. Stumbling is not falling, as my predecessor did say. A lot of you pretty much do this thing where as soon as you hear something you don't like, you want to label it as some negative connotation and completely dismiss it without ever hearing it out objectively. It's pretty clear, especially over social media and whatnot. We have situations like this constantly ravaging our communities. It is in our culture the reason why things are so deplorable. Everyone chooses this, and when the truth is said, a lot of you get your arms crossed and get very defensive. The rampancy of sexual deviancy, addictions, as well as the inability to reconcile your differences based on the smallest of things. It's tearing this nation apart. You all voted for this situation, and now you complain about it. You should have used your objectivity beforehand, and now after the lessons are learned, will you repeat that mistake again? And repeat that lesson? As the leader of these various organizations that I've started, and some are in an unofficial capacity, I've promised and vowed to make a change for everything. Not to do the same as other people have done. See, those who prepare today and actually make a attempt to sit in their room by themselves and with their thoughts without any distraction will make more progress than those that go out and distract themselves with anything other than looking at themselves and who they are. When you look in the mirror, can you honestly say that you like what you see? I can guarantee most of you don't know who you are, and you will say no. So find out who you are. You want to change all these things, but you won't change yourselves.
Well, that's a mic drop. That's a mic drop. We gotta have these uncomfortable conversations if we're gonna change. Don't be calling for change if you're not willing to change yourself. I'm just saying, DC. I want to introduce you to another beautiful queen. I want you to give her your whole heart, because it's not always easy coming up in front of folks, telling folk your business, standing up for right. But when you're raising 3 beautiful daughters, you know there is no other way other than to speak out against injustice. So I want you to welcome my dear queen, Janika. Welcome.
Come on, Janika.
I'm really not good at
You are today. You are today. You are.
You need to eat the mic, Steve. And you need to tell us.
To speak on basically the program here. I've been through a lot to even get to this point. And it's like for me to speak on it now that I can speak on it. It's
different. You can do it, Janika.
Come on, Janika. Come on, baby girl. It's all right. It's all right. You got support. You got support. Come on, baby.
I want you guys to know that the reality of the system failing you and continuing to fail you so long would eat at you so much that it would cause you to question your being. It would cause you to question your ability to take care of your children. It would leave you sitting in a home in the dark as if you're by yourself. It would allow you to believe that you should feel ashamed or that you don't deserve anything more than what they're giving you. Shame on them.
Shame on them.
See, today is about healing. Today is about speaking. Today is about saying no more. No more. No more. Will I live in the prisons that you build for me. No more. Will I allow you to rob me in order that my children's future has been robbed. See, this is the danger when we have leadership that is run amok. Leadership that doesn't answer the call when you find yourself cornered by situations that a system is supposed to be accountable for. See, I'm here to tell you, today you ignore it. Tomorrow, you're nursing your mental health.
There you go.
No more low standards.
No more low standards.
Hey, DC, I want you to know something. The Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition has the honor, privilege, and pleasure to be able to go in and out of households across DC daily. And much of what we see, we can't speak on. But today it was important to bring you all together so that you'll know you're not alone. Whether a senior, a mother, a youth, or a family facing injustices with the DC government, it's time for you to stand up and say no more. No more low standards. Anyone seeking services, anyone that knows someone seeking services, I want you to send them to www.healthydcandme.org. We're out here, we're doing the work, and we are also calling this council and this mayor out. The mental state and diminishment of so many of our citizens is on the line. And as you look out across behind me and you see those wonderful officer-friendly and police officers waiting, they are our escort. Because we're not done, we're just getting started. Today we serve this city, know this, no more low standards. If you continue to spend the money on bridges and buildings and not in our communities, then we're going to show up where you are and we're going to make a mockery of you. From now on, we win this fight in the court of public opinion. No more begging Mr. Robert White to pass the HART legislation that would save so many of our citizens from living with mold and rats. No more will you march down communities and neighborhoods that I was raised in and sell them false hope. No more low standards. Guys, we're running out of our time, but I want to make sure you know we have 3 more speakers. Stay patient, and then we're going to rally up for our march down Pennsylvania Avenue. And as we leave, the music will continue. For those of you that are not joining us, if you came in on the bus, our seniors, the bus will be following behind the parade, and we will see you at Nationals Stadium. Without any further ado, I should say Nationals Park. Angela Butler, will you come on and give us a few words? We're going to have to cut everyone after this short. Thank you.
I'm going to get on the bus. I'm going to see if they'll take us to that spot where they are marching to.
I'm going to start on.
You know, because we're going to disperse from there. But I would like to see the protest itself.
Whatever you want to do, I just want to go to the rest in the first 5. Do you think that they would have? Sorry, can y'all hear me now? Okay. I said slavery lasted over 250 years. If they could have did something in the first 5, do you think they would have? First I'd like to thank Sister Hamilton for providing this opportunity for me to speak to you all today. My name is Taylor. If you go to our website, boinc.org, you'll see all of the programs and businesses we're trying to help get started in our community. But we first have a lot of civil rights issues that need to be addressed. We're going to talk about the why and the how. Okay. First, let's talk about the why. I'm really feeling like one of the reasons they are able to violate our civil rights is because we have given them far too much control. Better Off Independent refers to us being in control, not the powers that be, but all of us. However, it has to start with the individual mindset. We have to work together to help our low income become middle and high income. We have to work together to make sure our middle class is properly supported. Just because you have a job doesn't mean that you don't need help. Working together is one of our largest problems. I'm so happy to see all of you here today, but we need to remain together like this if we are going to see us prosper. This also means we have to stop tearing each other apart and dragging each other down the minute we don't like something. Someone is doing better than us. Let's start at a retail level, reach back and help others. That's what I'm doing. To get respect, we must first love and respect ourselves and each other. But that also brings me to the how. There are many of us that are working in the government. When our low income coming to apply for their assistance, we don't need to be looking down on them and looking at them like it's our money that we're helping them with. It's not your money, it's the government's money. Right now, we're allowing them to use money to turn us against each other and tear apart our families. They are violating our civil rights through child support and use it to turn men against women and women against men. Where does that leave our families? I'm not saying that people should not be held responsible for taking care of their children, but not be throwing them in jail. It should be charged for child neglect or abuse if the child is neglected or abused, making it about the child, not the money. It is a violation of our civil rights to throw someone in jail for not being able to pay child support. Plus, how are they going to pay anything if they're in jail?
That's it.
When was the last time you all went to jail for not paying an electric bill?
Okay.
In 1833, debtor's prison was abolished on a federal level. In 1987, it was deemed inhumane under the 14th Amendment. However, we have allowed them to enforce criminalized child support on us for 32 years with no recourse or action. We have allowed them to tear apart and jail our men and women with no recourse or action. We have allowed them to use our jail people as slave labor and call it work release with no recourse or action. We have allowed them to label our children as collateral with no recourse of action. We have allowed them to sell our children to other races for adoption with no recourse of action. We have allowed them to sell our children for sex trade with no recourse of action. We have allowed them to use their so-called supportive system against us with no recourse of action. We have allowed them to continuously pay us to keep our people suffering with no recourse of action. How many of our low income have been told to get jobs, but then they are working, they no longer qualify for daycare stipends? How long is that supposed to last? How many are stuck where they are because they have to live within the limitations of the income package for support? How many are tired of not working because working actually hinders them more? How many of our working separated parents are barely making it because they're forced to support two households? How many are sick of shipping our children off to mental health services? How many are sick of watching our children die in the streets? How many are sick of shipping our children off to jail? All of you, right now, need to go to your website and support the child support reform to provide better support to both of our parents and higher income brackets for assistance. We have to make sure both parents are able to be there for their children, are held accountable for being there for their children, and are able to be in their children's lives.
That's right.
So basically, I want you guys to please go to my website, sign the petition, recognize when your civil rights are being violated, and do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and to do something about it, I hope I got some marchers in this crowd. Mr. Kamon Freeman, who dropped by real quick to drop a word, we got to make sure that we make room on this mic so you guys know the type of leaders in this community fighting to come forward to put an end to this nonsense.
That's right. That's right.
Somebody said do something.
Do something.
For those who don't know me, my name is Kamon Freeman, Angry Black Man in Therapy, and representing We Act Radio on the radical side of Martin King Avenue, the Underbelly Nation's capital, in Anacostia. And I'm also a congressional candidate for D.C. delegate, trying to throw Eleanor Holmes Norton a retirement party. Give her I was thanking for her years of service, because she needs to pass the baton, just like Joe Biden had the good sense to pass the baton for Ms. Harris. Having said all that, I'm not as excited as many of you are for our VP, because in Washington, D.C., this is the most dangerous city in all of America. The entire country is the most dangerous city for a black woman to give birth. And a black woman is mayor. A black woman is Congress, long time Congress. A black woman is even the chief of police. So that means that just because we have black people representing us does not necessarily mean we have black people serving us.
Absolutely.
That's a hard truth, y'all. That's a hard truth.
But it is the truth.
I know it feels good when we see black people ascend in these positions and they look good and we're proud. But if our situations, if our living conditions do not change one iota, what is it for? I challenge you to go to any city in this country. Wherever you find black people, you're going to find the same problems. Now, why is that? It seems to me it doesn't matter if they black, white, Democrat, Republican. We still can. The average white family in this city has 81 times the wealth of the average black family in this city. And when they raise the rent, they say it's just inflation. No, it ain't. Because you know what you're doing. But instead of you acknowledging the system, you think something wrong with you just because you can't find a job that pays you enough to make ends meet. It ain't you, baby. Everybody say, it ain't you.
It ain't me.
It's them.
It's them.
And they are not like us.
At all.
Ain't nothing wrong with you. When they say, oh, if you just work hard, ain't nobody work harder in this country than black people. And it's about time we get what we deserve. And Martin Luther King said, we're here to cash a check. When they tell you, you walk around here like somebody owe you something. They do. They owe you. They owe you. They owe you. And you don't ever let them forget it. Thank y'all for doing something. Thank y'all for doing something. And remember me November 5th. I hope you was have the wherewithal to step outside the Democratic Party for just a minute and vote for a D.C. Stay Her Green Party candidate on November the 5th. Do something.
Do something. Do something. I'm excited. We're about to take this march. But before we do, I want to bring you one more voice of wisdom before I turn it over to P. Red to get us ready for this walk. will you please do me the honor and favor of welcoming Miss Marcel Reed. Miss Marcel Reed is here to represent as a fellow activist from Compton, California, been here in the city, worked with Acorn for some time, and she knew my dear auntie, a true trailblazer. Look her up, why don't you? Diane R. Williams, all right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Campbell. Can you hear me? Not much. Can you hear me now?
Rhonda!
Okay.
It's low.
So, she's right. I'm an activist.
It's low.
I was here with Acorn.
barely
Many of
see
you
it,
will
but it's
remember the Acorn Housing
Okay.
Office on 8th Street in D.C. that put many people in homes and explained to people how to buy a home. But more importantly, what Acorn understood and what I understand is that you need a stable place for where to launch, and that is a home or a house or somewhere that you can return to day in and day out and start your life. Without that, it's going to be nearly impossible for you to launch the life you want. You can't do it running from pillar to post, sleeping from couch to house, asking people to take you in out of mercy. So Acorn's no longer here. That doesn't mean that the work stopped. That means that the name of the organization disappeared. I now work with whistleblowers. Why do I work with whistleblowers? Because D.C. is the city that we all look to know how to run our cities. If you don't want homeless people in other cities, don't have homeless people in D.C. You guys are closest to how the government runs. You understand it better. You work on Capitol Hill. But you're afraid to go to Capitol Hill. And they've made you feel like you're not welcome there. They're in your city.
Never me.
Your city. And you're not demanding that they listen to your complaints. You have to make them listen. You have to make it. And you have to say loud and clear, we are here. And we aren't going anywhere till you listen to us. And we're saying you're overlooking us. You can't talk about some foreign country and some other entanglement when we're sleeping in the streets. Right. Address us. Hear us. And be bold enough to demand that they address you. Be loud enough so that they can hear you. Step to that hill and explain to them that you refuse to lay down in this muck and mire anymore. That's right. I'm tired of this. Some of you know I've been saying this message out here for years. Yes, I'm from Compton. But I expected D.C. to do it better. That's right. That's right. You're closer. You understand. The closer to the bone, the sweeter the meat, the closer to the power, the more you ought to know how to use it. That's right. Organize. Go on that hill. Demand that they listen to you. Because asking has not worked.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right, all right. No more low standards. Let's go. Who walking with me over to this Nationals Park? We got to go over here and connect our message to that bridge that connects us from southeast, southwest, northeast, and northwest. We got to send a message and we got to finish strong. Are you with me? All right, Mr. Perry Red, you come up and give us our marching orders. Will my seniors get up and get ready to board that bus? Make sure everybody has a sign so that they know you mean no. You mean no harm, but you will not accept low standards. All right, P-Red, get us ready to march.
Oh, here we go, yo.
Get my bag and put it on.
We're tired of it. It's been a long time since Healthy DC and me stepped over the Woodbury Village in 2021. It's led to this. Let's land over here. Let me have the bodies over here. We got to change the game.
I would love to see it.
It's going to take us to replace those people in that building. It's going to take us to recall these people and to replace them. Let's do this. We're about to take to the street. They got 11 police vehicles because they're scared to death. And we're going to show up and show out. I am ready to make history today. Come on with me.
I refuse to take your phone.
Oh, thank you, babe. Hey, y'all out there, get from behind your social media and meet us over at National Park. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. National Park. Over to that wonderful bridge. It's your girl. It's your girl. Oh, justice! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Our streets! Our streets! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Our streets! Our streets! Shut it down! Shut it down! Our streets! Our streets! Justice! Now! Our streets! Our streets! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! 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 Justice! Now! Pass the hard. Pass the hard. Justice! Now! Pass the hard. Pass the hard. Our street! Our street! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Pass the hard. Pass the hard. Tennis lives matter! 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 Justice! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Tennis lives matter! Tennis lives matter! Justice! Now! Tennis lives matter! Tennis lives matter! Justice! Now! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
Get it!
Shut it down!
If we don't get it!
Shut it down!
Tennis lives matter!
Tennis lives matter! Tennis lives matter! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now!
Tennis lives matter!
Tennis lives matter!
matter.
Tennis lives matter.
Say mom's lives matter.
Mom's lives matter.
Say mom's lives matter.
Mom's lives matter.
Say tennis lives matter.
Tennis lives matter.
Say tennis rights matter.
Tennis rights matter.
Say tennis rights matter.
Tennis rights matter.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
we don't get it.
Shut it down.
Tennis lives matter.
Tennis lives matter.
Cause mom's lives matter.
Tennis lives matter.
Tennis rights matter. Tennis rights matter. So what do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
what do we want?
Justice. Let Perry talk. Perry, what you want?
Demand that the city pass the HART Act. That's our first demand. I won't leave.
Say it again. Say it again.
Councilmember White gets here.
What else you want?
We are waiting for our representatives to talk to our people.
What do you want?
We want the
Pass.
HART Act legislation passed. We want DC systems audited. We want an audit of our money from housing.
Yeah.
While we've got a 12-year waiting list. I want answers today.
Yes.
Number 3.
Yes.
We are demanding an immediate DC Council roundtable and a series of hearings.
Yes.
So that they hear our people.
Yes.
We've waited far too long.
Number 4.
We've been here asking. We no longer ask. We now demand.
That's right.
We are demanding that the hearings on the HART Act be made an emergency matter. We have waited 4 damn years.
Yeah.
We are demanding that Mayor Bowser and the head of the Housing Committee come here today.
Lock him up.
To meet with my people.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes. Lock him up.
Council members,
Yes.
Mayor, we're waiting.
And free my brother.
I'll be here when you get here.
All right. All right. What do we want? What did we get it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? Show me what democracy look like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy look like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy look like.
This is what democracy looks like.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
No more low standards.
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 What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right.
What happens now?
You can go ahead over. I'll be here.
All right, my seniors, I want you guys to make your way to the bus. My seniors, make your way to the bus, please. Everything from this time forward is on Mr. Red at his request. My seniors, make your way to the bus. Mr. Red does not intend to leave this spot until Mayor Bowser or Mr. Councilmember White sends word that representatives or themselves will be here. You guys make your way to your transportation.
We want Councilmember White. We're not leaving. Make this clear. Pull your taxes out. Pull your phone out.
We all stand
We
out
want
here.
a representative
Intensity
of
up here with you. Don't miss it.
to come out here into the
We
street.
ain't got nothing to lose anyway.
That's what we demand.
You already died.
That's what we demand. That's what we demand. That's what it demand.
How many more
My seniors, make your way to the bus.
We're not going nowhere.
We're gonna go
We're not going nowhere.
He's fighting for us. We need to fight for him.
My seniors, make your way to the bus so you get your ride home.
but we're going to stay right here. We need a representative from Trayon White's office out here.
Stay here.
Listen. We have got
Stay here.
to
I'm gonna
stop
walk the scenes up. Stay
allowing
here.
mediocre
These are the
leadership.
demands right here. Stay
We
here.
want accountable leadership. We want accountable leadership.
That's right.
We need an audit.
All my seniors that came on the bus. Seniors, make your way back to the bus. He's on the curb. Hold up, Janice. Oh, he's right. Hold up, Janice. Somebody, okay, thank you. Bishop Gray coming, Janice. Thank you, baby. All my seniors. Yvonne, make sure you got your group, okay? Okay. You on the bus? Okay. Make sure you got everybody. Thank you. No justice, no peace, soldier. All right. We follow up with them tomorrow. Thank you so much, Deanna. Thank you.
It's great to see this. Yeah, and we'll be in touch. I'll email you and everything.
You already know my demand. Thank you so much. It means everything. Thank you so much, brother, for coming to cover this. Awesome. Thank you. Waiting on y'all. Come on, let's go. Let's take it to them. We got change for my people.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Call me if you need anything.
Okay, we got you.
Okay.
We ain't got no water or nothing?
It'll be okay in a minute.
I ran against the
She ain't tell us she was gay before she got
I
out
ran
from
against
here.
Michael Brown. When he was taking our money. Pass the Hard Act.
Pass the Hard Act. Pass the Hard Act. Pass the Hard Act. Stick with the demands. Stick with demands. We don't slander. Stick with the demands. We don't slander. We don't have to. The power is with us. Stick to the demands. Stick to the demands. No slander.
We're going to stand from the top. Our demands are this. Pass the Hard Act.
Pass the Hard Act.
Systems and programs audited. Number 3,
January 6th,
roundtable follow-up.
Ain't nobody get arrested for that.
Number 5,
A lot of them got their charges dropped. Good job paying
Number
attention.
4, manifesto, emergency council hearing.
That's right. Read them again, Kenneth. Read them again. What they want.
We just want our just due. That's all we want.
Of D.C. government. We want an audit of D.C. government. We want an audit of the D.C. government.
Tell them again. Tell them again.
An audit of the D.C. government.
Yes.
An audit of the D.C. government.
Yes.
We want a D.C. citizen manifesto emergency council hearing.
Yes. What?
We want a D.C. citizen manifesto emergency council hearing.
Tell them again.
We want a D.C. citizen manifesto emergency council hearing.
All right.
We want the Hard Act passed. We want D.C. government audited. We want immediate D.C. council roundtable follow-up.
You want D.C. audited. You want D.C.
We want D.C. audited.
That's right.
Enough is enough.
That's right. That's
Send me
right.
a representative from Trayon White's office. I got time.
We don't want Trayon White. We don't want Trayon White.
We don't want him.
He out. We want Mayor Bowser. We want Robert White. We want Robert White. We want him to answer for these housing conditions. Phil Mendelssohn. We want answers.
Right now.
We want the Attorney General Brian Schwab to enforce the slumlord realities to get them out of there. We want D.C. government audited. The Tenant Bill of Rights. That's right. We want them to litigate slumlords. I'm so tired and delirious. That's right. Where's Mayor Bowser? Where's Robert White?
I got time today.
No more low standards. No more low standards. Let's go.
Save it, Poppy.
because he was only supposed to be here till 2:30. So he was getting y'all home by 3. Y'all want to stay for this? It's okay. We will keep you guys posted. You took care of the front end. We'll take care of the back end. All right. And I like that poster you got. Yeah. That's right. That's right. We just getting started. We're going to hold hearings down there, and y'all going to come back down, okay? It's the first part. Okay. God bless y'all. Get home safe. All right. All right. Anybody? Anybody else on the bus? No, that's it.
Come out and speak to your people.
What do you want, Mr. Red?
We're waiting.
What are you waiting for?
We are waiting for the council and the mayor, the ones who made the decision to ignore our seniors, to ignore our children's concerns, their health, safety, their mental health. We're waiting for them to get it right.
That's right. That's right.
And on the other side of this bridge,
you mean this fancy bridge right here?
Are committed. The crimes against my people.
They put a lot of crimes against humanity.
That's why we're right here. This is the Mason-Dixon line in D.C.
No, that's right.
You see?
Over here at Nationals Park. Uh-huh.
Treat us like second-class citizens.
Tell them, P.
On the other side of that bridge.
Treat us like second-class citizens. Come on.
Here today on Labor Day.
That's right.
Where you've broken a contract with D.C. bus drivers.
That's right.
Where you have waited until they got to their retirement age.
That's right.
And broke your agreement with them. That's why we're here today.
That's right.
Why we don't have health care providers. Because you want to deunionize them.
That's right.
That's why we're here today. If you want to do the will of white men in the House Oversight Reform Committee, that's why we're here.
That's right.
Right now today. That we will stop all commerce going to that side of the bridge, since you want to stop justice right here. That's why we're here today.
That's right.
You won't show us where the money went.
Show us the money.
Audit this system.
We want to audit.
That's why we're here today.
That's right.
When my people called you, when my people came to your office, when my people emailed you, you ignored them.
That's right.
You would not hear them. So if you won't hold hearings, we will sit here today. We are tired of asking you to do it. We are demanding that you hold those hearings on the Housing Equity Advanced Repair Tax Act.
That's right. The HART Act. Pass the HART Act.
Oh, I know it's people waiting to cross this bridge. But you're going to hear us today.
That's right. You're going to listen today.
For those who are fearful, those who are scared, we will speak for you. We will stand up for you.
Yes.
Even when you won't stand up for yourself.
Yes.
We know they come for us, but they going to have to. Because we not just giving it up no more. We ain't just laying down no more.
That's right.
We are standing on justice.
Stand.
We have even begged you. We're not begging you anymore.
That's right. No more begging. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Let's go. That's right.
But if you don't remember, I told you we were going to get that officer who's responsible for Karan Hill.
You by yourself?
Off the street. I told you that we would get that officer off the street. And he was the first officer in history to be indicted
want to just... I'll give it to her. You could have seen it. You want it? Oh, yeah, I'll give it to you. Either way, it's your call.
Go.
Okay. I love you.
I know I couldn't speak, but
Okay. That's right. That's right.
No, I couldn't speak, but I wanted to
showed up.
support.
You showed up, and that's what matters. You in your time. I told you. In your time. You're stronger than you realize. You showed up. And I needed you to see this. So you know you ain't by yourself. And the fight is far from over. And I'm going to keep calling you until we find that boy. I love you. Give my baby some love.
Okay.
Proud of you. Okay. Two Rock. Thanks, Two Rock.
You dragged your feet in getting over the Marbury Plaza. And the landlord got to get away with murder.
I hope you almost done.
The only one.
All right. Let's done here.
We tired of living with roaches.
But I did.
Tired of living with
Hi.
rats.
Yes.
Tired of living with low standards. DC. We waiting on you, DC. We waiting on you, DC, to stand up.
Oh yeah. Would you bring me some water? That'd be a lifesaver.
When it comes time
Thank
to
you.
vote, stop doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Bring Perry one too, please, babe.
In your insanity, DC. That's why my brothers and sisters are right here today. My brothers and sisters, they'll stand up for you when you won't stand for yourself. I see out here today one of the bravest black women, one who can't even articulate the words. But Miss McLeod came out here today.
Yes.
And when she came to your door, you made her out to be the victim. And she was harmed by your conduct. You are going to hear us.
Yes. Yes.
We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
It's due season.
Tell them, P.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
When Sherby Black called you.
Yes.
When she reached out to your office.
Yes. Yes.
You ignored her. You knew it was a slumlord. You sent me an email and told me you knew that the people were slumlords.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't do nothing about it.
Not a thing.
We're tired.
Tired. Sick and tired.
Sick and tired of it. It is today. My people are waiting on you. Just know that I might not get there to that meeting with her. But I see what it looks like to me when we pass this legislation.
Yes.
Yeah, I see what it looks like.
Yes.
But they ain't got tongue wrestle with their landlords no more.
That's right. Sell their dignity for help. That's right.
Because it's the right thing to do at the right time for the right reason.
That's right.
For the right people.
That's right. Shut it down. Shut it down.
We waiting on justice.
Waiting on justice. That's right.
Oh yeah.
No more low standards. That's what we're saying. No more.
My people for 6 goddamn decades.
Come on, P. Tell them.
I ain't got no hair no more. They took my freedom.
Well.
I had to fight my way out of prison.
Yes.
Pen and paper. But here I am.
Here you are, brother.
I'm here.
Power to the people.
It kept me the rest of my life.
That's right.
Had I not stood up and sat down.
Power to the people.
That's why we're here today.
Yes.
Mayor Bowser, we're waiting on you.
Waiting on you, Mayor Bowser. Who else we waiting on, P? Who else we waiting on?
The chair of the housing committee.
The what? What is he?
On you.
Robert
White. We've been waiting a long time, Robert White. On you. It's been a long time. But now is the time.
Now is the time. Now is the time.
My people are here. They're here with me. But they are here with me. And Lord, when they leave, I'm going to be here I'm waiting on you.
Waiting on you. What are you doing?
We waiting on justice.
Waiting on justice. That's right.
We waiting on justice.
Waiting on justice.
And there's no other way for us to do this than like this.
That's right.
It's my country too.
That's right.
It's my country too.
That's right. My country, 'tis of thee.
I signed up to fight die for this country.
That's right.
And they can't even give me housing as a veteran.
Tell them.
I never told anybody I was a veteran for 30 goddamn years.
Whoever heard of it?
Housing, they couldn't help me.
Whoever heard of them not being able to help vets in the nation's capital, they not helping veterans.
Right here.
Whoever heard of it?
I'm waiting right here.
Whoever heard of it? In the nation's capital, veterans can't get help. Whoever heard of it?
No more. We want justice.
We want justice. And we want it right now. Tell them, Pete. Tell them.
People die waiting on service from the district. In Woodbury Village, we had tenants living with no heat. They were now dead.
Tell them. Tell the story.
People like Trayvon White want to get paid.
Tell the story. If it's the truth, oh well.
In any other language, it would all sound the same. Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
Tired.
Tired. That's right. That's right.
We got people with disabilities living on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
We got seniors who are living on the 9th floor, and when there's a fire, they can't get down the damn elevator.
Why? Because it ain't working. What's the problem, DC?
And prayed. And prayed enough. God has given me the tools to do. Because what I know is true.
Who we waiting on?
Without work
is dead. Who we waiting on?
Waiting on Robert White.
You waiting on Robert White. Who else?
We're waiting on Christina Henderson to get here.
Who else?
We're waiting on Zachary Parker to get
Zachary
here.
Parker. Who else?
We're waiting on Janice Lewis-George to get here.
Who else?
We're waiting on Matthew Fruman to get here.
Who else? Don't leave that mayor out. Bring that mayor out.
Get here.
We want answers. We want audits.
Our people don't deserve to wait any longer. We want hearings, and we want them now.
That's right.
Miss Pamela Smith that keeps ducking and dodging clergy in the community, but you use Officer Simmons as your little poster child for the police force. Well, you have people. I am the godfather of a son who lost both his fathers. He lost his father, his biological father, to gun violence, and he lost his grandfather to gun violence. And I have not heard anything from the police chief. I want answers.
Kenneth, stay on agenda. I hear you. We're going to get all those answers. Stay on agenda. The police are under the mayor, and the council provides oversight. So you're going to get those answers. Stay on agenda with us, please. That's right. Call it out. Call them all out. We bring it to the table. We bring it to the table. That's right.
You pay attention to the Jewish community. And when they say never again, you're going to pay attention to my people. Never again will you ignore my people.
No more low standards.
While I got breath in this body, no longer will you ignore my people.
We want to balance DC for all. Tenants' lives matter.
We have our children who have been neglected, money stolen from them by charter schools that you won't oversee, that you won't allow unionized teachers, or you allow them to unionize. Never again.
What do you want? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, at the ballot box.
You see us.
What do you want? What are your demands? Stick to 'em. Let's go. Passage of the Heart Act.
We want audits.
We want DC government audits.
Yes, transparency. Yes. We want hearings.
We want hearings.
Round table hearings. We want the round table working discussion.
That's right.
Now.
That's right.
And yes, we want hearings on the Heart Act.
Yes.
We're demanding.
We demand it.
Hey, we want Mayor Bowser and Robert White to come talk about it. Today is a day of justice, a day of reckoning. Oh yes, it's just a few of us, but Lord knows we got many behind us.
Yes. Yes. What do we want, Mr. Red? Who we waiting on?
We told them, we warned them that all commerce is going to stop at this bridge. They didn't believe us. They took us for granted. They thought we was playing. They thought we were cowards. They treated us like we didn't exist. You better recognize.
You better recognize.
Ain't nothing to do. If you can care for the Jewish community, you can care for the community that built this city.
Tell them again.
If you're wondering, if you don't know your history, black men built the Capitol. They built the federal city. And they built everything outside of it. But we still don't have statehood. I still don't have 2 senators to complain to. I still don't have a member of the House who can vote on my behalf. And I fought die for this goddamn country. Made me have to kill a white man. But today, we will see justice happen. Prosecuted me for crimes they never committed. But I had to come get it. So here I am. Here we are.
Here we are.
We waiting on you, Robert White.
We're waiting on you.
We're waiting on you, We're waiting on you, Janice Lewis George. We're waiting on you, Zachary Parker.
Phil Mendelssohn.
Phil Mendelssohn.
Charles Swatch. What's his name? Brian Swab. Mayor Muriel Bowser. Call them all. Call them all.
We won't prosecute these landlords, these slumlords.
Slumlords.
You know that we got the right answer. You need to tell the council to vote for this legislation. And when we have these hearings, you need to testify. Yes, I'm talking to you, Charles Schwab. My people perished for a lack of representation. Yeah, that's from the book of Perry Ridge. Right now.
Thank you, ladies. We're gonna. Or you guys can take them with you as souvenirs, or I'll take them with me. Doesn't matter, either or.
Every time.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it again. We'll be doing it again. Alright, we're gonna hang out here with Perry as he take us on an uncharted journey. You think they gonna come? Who knows? We'll see. We're gonna stay out here with them long enough. Come on, send word. Alright, see if we did anything on 9. See what's going on. Spread the word.
Might come back.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Might come back with the young people if they still down there. They down at the daggone monument.
Want hearings on the Heart Act.
I know, right? We some beasts.
Justice is not far.
That's right. That's right.
It is due season.
Due season. Hold this for me.
Well, how long we been in?
Oh, we've been here about 20 minutes now. 20 minutes. How long you prepared to sit, P? Oh, this.
I guess probably.
Put your hand up.
I probably have to be back here.
Who we waiting on, P?
Yeah, we're waiting on Robert White. We're waiting on.
Where the police go?
Oh, over here. We're waiting on Mayor Bowser.
Okay.
We're waiting on Matthew Fuller. We're waiting on Zachary Carter.
Yes. Call them all out. Phil Mendelssohn.
Yes, we're
Call
waiting
them
on
out.
Phil Mendelssohn.
Why leave out Kenyon McDonald?
Yeah.
Call them all out.
Yeah.
Anita Barnes.
Come on.
Call them all out.
They got power.
It's time for a new day.
What's wrong? Power.
You know what's going.
Time for a new day.
It is up to us to do this.
That's right.
And otherwise, they ain't gonna do that.
That's right. No more low standards, right? That's what you said. That's right.
We're not settling for second rate no more. We're not settling for buckless roads made out of third rate used glue by slumlords who want to fatten their pockets by high profits. No more.
No more.
It's a new season.
New day.
A new day. You better wake up. I heard my elder mothers. I heard my daughters. I heard my sisters and wives. I heard them cry. I got 12 grandchildren. And they don't deserve this. They don't deserve it. Oh no. Old folks up there, I shall not be moved.
I shall not be moved. I hear you. I hear you.
They disbelieve. This is our District 2.
This is our District 2.
My hero right there. Y'all don't know. Yes. We want our hearings. We want our audits.
Yes.
We want our round table.
Yes.
And we want our legislation.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And we won't take no for an answer.
No is unacceptable.
That's right.
No is unacceptable.
That's right.
No is unacceptable.
Tell them again.
When all else fails, we will stay.
Yes.
When everyone else is gone, we will stay.
Yes.
When you've stolen all you think you can steal, we will stay.
Yes.
And when you think we're gone, we will stay.
Yes. Yes.
It ain't over till justice comes.
That's right.
It's been a long time we've waited. It's been a long time we've held on.
Yes.
It's been a long time that they ignored us.
Yes.
We watched them build around us.
Yes.
That community right on the other side of that building.
Yes.
They built all around us. And that crime is still there. That poverty is still there. That lack of resources is still there.
Yes.
But these folks come to this stadium and they spend insane amounts of money.
Yes.
And the owners profit. The city profits. Got a AAA bond rating.
Yes.
Funny how that happened.
Got
a rainy day fund.
Yes.
But just on the other side of that building.
Just over yonder. Poverty. Still thrives.
Well, we are going to
stand up for justice.
We standing up for justice, and we stand with you, P. Red. We stand with you, babe.
Yes, we want a healthy DC.
Healthy DC, that's right. Tell them again. Tell them. Yes, we told them. We told them, didn't we? We told them. Who we waiting on, P? Who we waiting on?
Robert White.
Robert White, where you at?
We're waiting on Trayon White.
I don't want Trayon White. He busy right now. Leave him be.
Get the hell out the way.
Oh, yeah. Move. Get out the way. Move.
Chairman Mendelson.
Chairman Mendelson.
To save my people with his legislation called the Mold Act.
Yes.
Well, guess what? We got an answer for that. Yes, it's called the Hard Act.
Called the Hard Act. Tell him again.
And here comes the CSAC.
That's right.
Don't get it twisted. We got an answer.
That's right.
You can play dumb or you can be dumb. But we got the answer.
Yes.
Justice. It's about that time.
It's about time.
It's about that time.
About that time.
It is about that time.
It's about that time. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Enough is enough.
You must clog the wheels of commerce when money is your rule.
That's right.
The only thing that can beat money is people.
People. The power rests with the people.
The only thing that can beat money
Tell them, P.
is people.
That's right.
Tell everybody you know. Tell your children, I said so. The only thing that can beat money is people.
People.
If I was to set myself aflame right now, that would be something the council would respond to. But if I were to ask for justice, the council would not dare respond to that. So we are demanding
take a
justice.
stand. We thank you.
And we must protest in this matter. So
I appreciate that. I really do. We have to do this.
Because I have it.
Doesn't mean exactly. And yeah, and we have to send a message to that city that any given moment we rally these folks to shut it down. So let's get back to democracy as it should be. Because our youth don't know anything and they so disconnected from our history. And that's why we're getting in this lane to show them you don't just take it. You don't just take it. And for the scores of them being raised by so many unhealthy adults, we have to help them. We have to. Hey, babe. About to send. Okay. Okay. Here's Ann and okay. Let me walk over. And y'all don't have to stay. Can y'all just make sure he get home? I said y'all don't have to stay. Can y'all just make sure he get home? I can jump on the train. Either or. But I was just saying if he can get home. I know he's about ready to go. He done worked overtime. He ready to go. You can just drop him at my house. I need to call Vaughn and let him know he's on his way. But I'm going to stay out here with him. And then I'll call y'all when I get to the house. You want to drop your stuff at the house as well? Will you drop him? Yeah. Okay. Then you can do that. Just drop everything there and Vaughn will put it in there for me. Okay. Okay. I'll be okay. I'm not gonna leave Peter. So y'all go. I'm good. Okay. Thank you, baby. I'll call you in a minute. I love you. Thank you. Thanks, Sean. Call V now and tell him you're on your way. Since I can't dial on my phone. Okay. Just hold it like that on P so people can see what's going on.
Rush time. Shit.
Sean get ready to come home and come there, and they bringing all the stuff with them. So just leave it in the living room. Okay? All right. Here you go, Sean. All right. Thanks, Sean.
That officer is no longer on the street anymore. That officer can't get a job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. We so appreciate you all support. Thank you. That's one way to get their attention. Let them know we're not taking it no more.
But we got our eyes.
Who we waiting on, P? Who we waiting on? Who we waiting on?
I thought I heard somebody say Bowser was coming. Oh, they must be lying.
Man, Bowser. We waiting on Bowser.
Man Bowser to get here.
Who else we waiting on?
We're waiting on Robert White.
Who is that?
The council member, the chair of the housing committee.
Is that who that is?
Who allowed my people to live in the deplorable housing conditions.
Say it ain't so.
We're waiting on Chuck Brian Schwab.
What we waiting on him for?
Bill Mendelson.
Why?
To pass our legislation.
Pass what legislation?
To pass the HART Act.
The HART Act.
It's due season that they pass the HART Act. Yes, we are waiting on justice to arrive.
We waiting on justice?
Right here. We got DC systems, protocols, procedures. They need to be audited. And those programs like the violence interrupters, they need to be audited.
Yes. Yes.
All those contracts, like the lottery contract.
Yes.
Where, and the gambling contract.
Yes.
Where Councilmember Kenny McDuffie accidentally, in quote, gave a contract to his cousin. Picture that. Picture that.
We tired of the corruption. We want to audit. We want them gone.
We want our money back.
That's right.
All those wage theft violations. I know that since there's 7 brought to your door, Mr. Lee, a man who could not read nor write, but you held him to the letter of the law because it was written down somewhere.
Yes. We want our money back.
Let his employer steal from him for 4 years. We want our money back.
We want our money back.
For those tenants in Woodbury who have not heat for the 4th straight winter coming up, we want our money back.
We want our money back.
All the rent that folks been paying, even though their toilets were leaking, their mold was growing on their ceiling, and you didn't find the slumlord, we want our money back.
We want our money back.
They've been stealing from DC's treasury. We might be able to finagle, which is an untenable proposition, some money so that we could get tenants housing fixed, that we could get people housed who've been waiting for subsidized housing for 12 damn years. We want our money back.
We want our money back for all those vouchers that they sold out the back door. We want our money back.
That they were selling, and the food stamps that they were pimping out, tricking.
We want our money back.
We want our money back.
That's right. That's right.
Want to see jail for the guilty ones. And we told you who they are. You just didn't believe it.
That's right.
So it took the FBI.
Tell them.
To do what you failed.
Tell them.
You ought to be ashamed, but you're not. They won't fix our apartments, and they won't make the landlords do so. How do I I know? Because I seen it.
First hand. First hand.
And now I'm doing it. I got holes in my ceiling. My walls are falling in. My pictures won't stay on the wall because the water is leaking into the building and I can't get them to do anything about it. Yeah, my people's problem is now my problem.
That's right. That's right.
I stood with them long before I had to advocate for myself.
Yes.
And I probably won't. But I will continue to stand for my people. We waiting on you, Mayor Bowser.
Waiting on you.
Robert White.
Waiting on Robert White.
Oh, you don't deserve to get reelected. As a matter of fact, you don't deserve to get elected dog catcher.
Who is Robert White? What does he do?
It is due season that my people get justice. That those wages that the employers stole from them, that they get their money back.
We waiting on justice, P. Who we waiting on?
We're waiting on Robert White. We're waiting on Matt Rubin. All right, Matt? I'm waiting on you. Janice Lewis George, I'm waiting on you. I ran against both of you. I know you have some character. I know you have some integrity.
You think they care about our people?
I ran against you.
Living with mold?
When you were unknown by the city.
You think they care about our people
now
living with
you're
rodents?
representing the city. You're representing this district. Allow your integrity to overflow right now. Zachary Parker, I know how you got elected. I know. But I also know that you can break the mold and do the right thing at the right time for the right reason. Oh, I'm angry. Yeah, I'm angry. But I am methodical. I'm calculating. And as I've always taught, first, to my people, you must play the game. You can't stand on the sideline and expect justice to just show up. You gotta play the game. Then you gotta learn the game. Once you learn the game, you must master the game. And once you master the game, then you can change the game.
Tell them, Pete. Tell them.
If
Speak.
you ain't trying to change the game, then you'll settle for it.
That's right. Gotta stand for something. That's right.
Promise you. There's a bottomless pit when it comes to greedy elected politics.
Yes.
There's a bottomless pit when it comes to Jack Evans. Right? We know what it looks like when it came to Harry Thomas. The good can be spoiled. Just because you bought the tomatoes when they were nice and plump, leave them in there long enough, they gonna get soft and wilted.
What they say is time to drain the swamp. Get all that garbage out of there. Get out, take out the trash. Let's go. If you're not taking care of the people, this is notice. This is notice. You got to go.
We're out here for you, DC. For all those people who are fearful, scared. When Dr. Hamilton calls on you, you need not be fearful.
That's right.
She is your advocate. And she gonna be there even when you're hiding behind the counter.
That's right.
She's just waiting for you to come out. Because we gonna make it safe.
That's right.
It might be dangerous right now. But some of us are protected by powers greater than us.
That's right. That's right.
We can't live in fear. We can't walk in fear. We can't speak in fear. We cannot be silent. That's why these brothers.
That's right.
That's why these brothers right here.
That's right.
All else will leave.
Soldiers.
With only the true in heart will remain.
That's right.
We're waiting on you, Robert White. We're waiting on you, Mayor Bowser.
That's right.
No, we don't seek any glory. This is never about us being opportunists. No, sir. And none of us seeks to be famous. Because that boat sailed a long time ago with my hand. All right? What we do seek is you to arrive and talk to my people.
That's right. Let's show the people. Let's show the people you got it shut down. This ain't no game. Labor Day in the nation's capital.
Labor Day.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Where all this commerce is happening over here at Nationals Park, where all the money is spent, and right across this bridge, people are living with rats and mold, mildew, second-rate repairs, ceilings falling in, elevators not working for the seniors, can't get out their houses for days. One grocery store and you wonder why we exceed the national average for kidney disease failure. You wonder why we exceeded by 44%. Because you're treating people any kind of way. Not all people. Just some people. And enough is enough. The standards are too low in the nation's capital. Tell them. Mr. Perry Red, Healthy DC and Me leadership advocate, advisor, Sincere 7, executive director, took a seat to shut down this traffic over here, right here by the Frederick Douglass Bridge, to let them know enough is enough. He's demanding that the mayor of DC, Muriel Bowser, Robert White, chairperson of the Housing Committee, he's called on the council of the DC Council, Mr. Phil Mendelson, calling on Brian Schwab, the DC Attorney General. All of these are guilty. All of these folks are wanted for allowing our people to live in standards that they wouldn't live in. Failure to enforce the law, to allow low-income, marginalized seniors and youth to live as they have, while they parade around on the news that the crime is down, but 911 is broke. Your cameras are broke. Your government is broke. It needs fixing. We want audits. Mr. Perry Red is calling for the mayor and Robert White. He said we want our money back.
All those picture camera tickets.
All those tickets in the city. Oh, you mean those tickets that she used the revenue to pay for the health care bills? Oh my goodness, won't they just pull one out of their hat when they need to?
Dr. Hamilton will expose you. She'll expose you.
All these lame games.
You're gonna see her again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we going to that stage. Oh yeah. Yes, we're gonna have a nice talk with her, aren't we? Oh yes. You're gonna stop playing these games with our people. You're gonna stop it. Because we're gonna force you to.
We got an hour.
Yes. We got here a little bit after 2. We coming up on an hour now. Yep.
Get to an hour.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You've been asking them the last 4 years, and now they don't want to show up. Not even now. Not even after 4 years.
That's right.
Not even after.
That's right. We want justice.
I'll tell you, we want you to know that we just stopped $1 million worth of commerce going through here. $1 million worth of commerce going through here. We are not going to be fearful had a purpose today.
Yeah, we did.